motorboater. No, that's no. Bowie. Oh, Bowie. David. His name is David. David Bowie. Rowie, I don't remember, or David, I don't remember you being this far away. David, where are you? David, you were just there, David. I need your support right stinking now, man. Come on, David. David! Oh, man, you were playing hide and seek with me, weren't you, buddy? Aha, yeah. I'm so happy to see you. Oh no. How are you? David, who hurt you? Sorry, I wasn't here to help. All right, brother. Let's get out of here. Hey, man, did anyone ever tell you, like, not to trust a pirate? Oh, that was close. Wait. Last time I did this, I forgot how to turn it off. I'm just saying, you never trust a pirate, man. You never know what they might do. You know, like, what if I just, like... Oh, that was a close one. 3, 2, 1. Run away! You're a terrible person, stealing this guy's treasure. But wait, he's back. What are you gonna do? Oh, you're gonna swim away? Oh, you're on his boat? What are you doing with his boat? I'm here to steal your treasure. Yeah, about that. This is your conscience. You're gonna feel kind of bad about this one. Ah! I shall destroy you. Destroy you. He shall. And he's done. Gotcha! Nice amount of treasure there, though. Oh, that was a quick one. Sorry about that. Yeah, you should be sorry. Treasure is mine. You're a terrible person, stealing this guy's treasure. But wait, he's back. He came back for it. We're live.
I am also live. We're in. We're one. Welcome to another episode of the Taphaven. How are y'all doing?
Well, it's one of the worst days of the year, honestly. Most people know this.
It is?
Why? Wait, what?
It's tax day. Like,
Not
this
yet.
is like...
Not yet. It isn't tax day yet.
Don't stress me out like
due
that.
to like tomorrow. That means it's today, right?
Stress.
I mean, I don't know. Can you
Technically,
I think
technically, there's a lot of extensions
because
because of natural disasters.
Yeah.
Well, I also think you can do it by end of day on the 15th, right?
You have to request extensions, dude.
For
I don't
the
know.
15th to turn it in.
I don't know. I'm not giving tax advice. All I know is I'm already drinking. Okay, that's how I feel. Okay, because I don't know, like, you know,
Well,
there's a weird thing that happens when you're like young or something, and for some reason you're always getting money, right? I feel like there's like a game that they're playing where you're always receiving money, like you're getting return, right? And then you get older, and like, I swear, you don't make any mistakes, but now you just have to pay them more. And they're like, guess what? You also owe us an extra $14 because you didn't know to give us enough. I was like, what do you mean I didn't give you enough? You take it. You didn't take enough.
That's crazy. But I mean, at least it's better than my dad has been in constant complaint over the and he some, you know what, he might tune in, but because he also follows us, but he's been in constant complaint over the past month of owing some multi-tens of thousands of dollars in taxes.
Yep.
It's like, oh my goodness.
Yep. I'm getting that too. I mean, like, I'm not owing tens of thousands.
What
thank God, but
hey, speak of the devil and he shall appear. Welcome my dad to the chat.
Oh God, I was about to say, it was like, which one is your dad?
We spoke about taxes and he
Dude.
Just materialized.
That happened to me one year. I got audited, by the way, and
What? Oh my gosh.
it looked like they made a mistake. It was like $18,000. They're like, you owe us 18 grand. I'm like, there is no way.
There's no way.
I did not do that. And apparently it was like the loan I took out from myself to pay for my first house.
Wow.
Because you can do that.
Yeah.
And then when switching jobs, nobody tells you, oh, you have to keep paying that loan. It stops automatically being paid. and then suddenly they treat it as if they paid it to you, and it was just a nightmare, dude.
It sounds like ass.
It was a nightmare.
Yeah.
So, another bad thing happened. Y'all know how Eric melted my keyboard?
Yeah.
I think he actually
Oh my god.
planted a device. A time-release device that 4 months later would do this.
Do what? Oh, what is
happened?
that?
Eric, how did you...
That's
How did
me.
you
I didn't
do
that.
that?
You do.
Oh, okay.
What
I
did
am
you
actually,
do?
No, Anthony, I am actually convinced now that I didn't do that.
No.
Something has started happening to your keyboard.
No, the first one was you. Okay? And
What
it was
was
the
this
same
one?
thing. So
Oh
the other
my
day, Eric and I are playing Marvel Rivals.
Okay.
And I think
Oh my
it was the same
God.
night we were playing with Nat, and you turned in early. And at one point, Eric, you might remember I think I smell burning plastic.
Oh my
Oh, I
god.
do remember you saying that.
And my wife comes in, she looks around, she's like, "No, I mean, it
Something
just
burning?
smells like new parts smell." I'm like, the computer's like 6 months old now. What do you mean new parts smell?
Yeah, because then you talked to her about the like some computer part thing and like whether or not
Yeah.
you should check it or something like
So this is a hot plate for keeping your food warm, or not your food, but your coffee.
that. Oh no.
Oh no.
I put it on top of it right next to me, and
You're-
that's what was smelling. And there's a little bit of like a toasted
Oh,
napkin
no.
here,
You're a dingus.
and
It's toasted.
You're a
it got
dingus.
it melted right
That's
next to me.
Crazy.
And even better, you probably can't see this one. There's
Actually,
like a line on
no.
my thumb. It's hard to see the line. You saw how clean that hot plate is? Yeah, that's because I let it stay hot and I was getting the plastic off of it so I could keep using my hot plate. Because this is like glass or something, and I was using a razor
You're a
blade.
dingus, dude.
And then, it finally gave. And the razor
It
blade went
finally
into my
gave?
thumb.
It finally
man.
gave?
On top of all those things, because Eric, you might remember I was like, I've had a morning. I couldn't remember most of it, but I did tell him one part. Now, one part was I started the morning chasing down some cows that got out and into my
That's
neighbor's
true.
yard.
That's true.
These were the other things that happened that morning.
Oh
The
my
other
goodness.
things.
The other things.
No one look at my stream. I'm
So
slowly but surely putting my fucking stream together.
It will happen.
Oh god, I'm so
Ash-
sorry for everyone else.
Ash, I'm not saying it's your fault. I'm just saying you reassured me that there was nothing wrong. and
And he trusted you more than he trusted himself.
yeah, I stopped looking because you came in here, you're like, no, I mean, it seems fine. I was like, all right, well.
Okay, I mean, like if she said it was fine.
And also, this happened overnight. Like, this was happening all night long. I came in and it was still gooey and
If
liquidy.
that's oh, buddy.
Oh, and so now I can thoroughly anger Nat.
What? How's that?
Because I only have one other keyboard to use.
Oh,
Oh,
so
wow.
now you're in
Matt, do you
the
see my
split-
keyboard?
Oh, I
you're in
see
the
it.
Split life with me.
I can see it.
You're back in the danger zone.
This is like my OG split keyboard.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Force, brother.
Look, you can
or
see
whatever it
you
is
can
that
see
guys
my
say to
you
each
can
other.
see my solderings, sort of. I mean, they're
Bruh.
probably too small to see,
Bruh.
Yeah.
but they're there. But yeah, with all
Does
that,
that have a flex PCB or is that a hard PCB?
no, it's a hard PCB. The keys are, you see, profiled
Yeah.
to slightly curve, so the
yeah.
middle row is
So-
lower than the rest.
So when you soldered those, you didn't have to worry about heating up the PCB so much that it would eradicate the ability for the PCB to transmit signals, which
No.
apparently is a problem you
No.
can have that I didn't know about until I looked into soldering my key that I replaced. That if I went too hot and held it to it for too long, it would destroy the flex PCB because the flex PCB can't take that much heat.
Yeah, like, I mean, it's probably impossible to see, but every key has like a little pin
Yeah.
coming through. And so I'm pretty sure I just touched the solder to the pin, touched the really hot thing to the pin, and then it would very quickly melt and
Yeah. It doesn't take long.
you'd
at
move
all.
on.
But usually you don't have a lot of problems with soldering. I had to desolder
Oh,
my flex PCB.
that's a lot worse.
Yeah, which didn't know that was
Did
significantly
it go well?
more dangerous. Actually, yeah, it fixed my problem. My new key switch doesn't have the double click problem, so now I fixed it. But yeah, desoldering took some, because it was definitely one of those cases where I was like, don't burn the flex PCB. So I'd heat it up just enough. I'd be like really slow, and then I'd go get the plunger and it'd cool down too quickly.
Oh my
And like I
God.
couldn't suck out the metal. And then I'm like, okay,
What,
do
you
it
couldn't,
again.
You couldn't what?
Suck out the metal, the molten
Oh,
lava.
okay. Just making sure.
I mean that's great though, because now you can save so much money on PC builds, because you should
That's
just always buy CPUs with bent pins, and then you
Oh,
can
yeah,
just
dude, hell
desolder
yeah.
and resolder the bent pin. I mean that can't be stressful.
No, not
Oh,
at all.
No.
I
it's
have
easy.
I have nothing
At
to
this
actually add to
point,
this.
I
at all.
feel
Yeah.
like all of them should just be bent.
Just gonna
Should
bend
just solder,
every
solder the
single
whole thing on.
Dude, there's actually a really good Linus Tech Tips video where they buy a bunch of
Oh, I remember that.
CPUs and
Yeah.
with various levels of bend, and then they try to fix them. And there's a lot of cases it's actually a pretty easy fix.
Yeah.
Rarely did they actually have to resolder.
Yeah. The only times where it's really an issue, if I remember correctly, were when it like snapped off the lower piece of metal from the lower plate.
Yeah.
And in that case, you have to like solder it way back. Like you have to do so much work to get the contact point to be correct again. And
Now, the
that's like
weird thing
really
is-
hard to do because you're not in a clean room. And if any particles and like all kinds of stuff are the issue there. But
I don't think you're even soldering. You're like reattaching the pin, because you
Yeah,
can't add
technically.
anything to that.
yeah, you can't add anything to it. And the pin has to be in the right spot. And the contact has to be good. It's like nightmare.
Not fun.
But yeah, for most of the cases, they were able to get the CPUs up and running.
What are we good? What are we doing, guys?
I want to know what we're
I
drinking.
mean, I,
because,
I'm handling my fucking UI right now, but you
So-
guys,
so-
what are we doing, bro?
Guys,
Leave me
we are
alone.
back, and I just want you to imagine our situation here, because we are back on our journey through the hotels of the world via the wonderful Hotel Flaviar.
Can I complain about Hotel Flaviar briefly? Because I noticed something before we started.
Welcome to the hotel.
Do y'all remember how
Flaviar,
very
bruh?
much beautiful our first Glencairns from Flaviar are?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Not only do these say Hotel Flaviar, which makes anybody that sees it think that you went to a hotel and got a glass and like, why? Okay, whatever. They're not in line, dude. It's not symmetric.
Yeah, it is not symmetric. I did notice that.
That is so bothersome that it's not symmetric.
Yeah. To be fair, they probably like outsource this, but
Well, they have to.
Yeah.
They're not making it, right?
Yeah.
Someone etched it in there, and the etching is a high not quality, because obviously it's unsymmetric, or maybe they sent them a bad not GIF.
yeah, I wonder if
Image.
it's like an acid etching or a laser etching or something like that.
Oh no, I've had an etched glass where it feels terrible to the touch, like it's sandpapery because it's so
Yeah,
low.
I have too.
I guess
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
resolution. These aren't low resolution, but I mean, it once you see that it's crooked, it's freaking crooked.
It's
Crooked.
over. It's
Nat,
crooked.
Nat, that is something along the lines of what I was going to recommend, because I used to have everybody in a line like you were doing, but then if you ever go to use clips on Twitch, it's impossible to get like 2 people or 3 people in the same clip, if that makes sense.
How dare you perceive me right now?
Perceive you?
Yeah,
Stop perceiving me.
Oh,
I was
perceive.
about to
I'm
say,
not doing anything. Everybody
then
just shut up.
It doesn't help when you have my OCD and you want a
Mm-hmm.
setup that evenly distributes the
Ye-
screen space
Bro,
across
it's,
3
it's
people.
so bad. It's so bad, and I'm having a really hard
Yeah, so everyone, if you want to see what Nat's up to, just go to twitch.tv/M3LLO King. Also, I will point out something to make Eric cringe. On Eric's, Nat and Eric have these nice rounded corners around their
Shut
rectangles,
the fuck up.
while I have very hard corners. Just complete 90 degrees. Completely ruins
No, you don't.
everything. Oh, yeah, I'm looking at it right now on Taphaven.
No, you have rounded corners. It's just that you're, because I see it.
The source of you.
You have rounded
You have
corners.
extra rounded black corners on the outside of me that you can barely see.
That is what your camera is
Your
sending
camera
to it.
does that.
My
Yeah,
camera
yeah,
is not
camera's
doing
doing
that. That is video.
Look, video
I
is taking whatever your source is.
I started
and
sending
doing
all
that.
16 by 9 because I thought that would fix it.
That is what is.
My
this
so-
is what I'm
Dude,
getting.
my
I
source.
get black bars around
Yeah.
your entire camera for
Yeah.
sure. Guys, what are we drinking? I'm thirsty.
So imagine we are sitting in the wonderful Shelby GT500, parked amidst a myriad of vintage masterpieces. And today, among them, we shall be drinking American Metal.
Oh no.
Yes.
American
today,
Metal.
Today, we are drinking the American Metal Whiskey, born for the rugged spirit of the American Metal Custom Shop. American Metal Whiskey is a small batch boutique whiskey that mirrors the meticulous attention to detail that goes into every car and bike built there. Crafted for adventurers who chart their own paths, offering a robust, full throttle flavor paired with remarkably smooth finish. This is a declaration. Oh my God. This is a declaration of independence from the ordinary.
I hate it.
Keep the essence of the open road alive in every state.
I hate it so
Trademark Flaviar. Not my words. Flaviar. Let's make this clear. Not my words. Flaviar.
Flaviars.
This
Let me go
feels
get a
like
glass.
this feels like when
Right
all
here.
the nerds in Silicon Valley started trying to make fitness trackers.
Yeah.
Cause like rugged metal. First off, it's 45%, so that's weak. Second off,
That's weak. It's
Weak.
weak whiskey.
Whack.
you use the word boutique. You can't be
yeah.
metal and be boutique at the same time.
I mean, to be fair,
I want to note how good this whiskey will have to be to win us back.
seriously.
It started off
We
real
have
bad.
already left the garage, as the metaphor would continue.
I mean, it smells like whiskey.
It does smell like whiskey.
You know, I think the person that writes these Flaviar little tidbits is in like 9th grade English class right now.
We probably shouldn't
I don't
place
no,
grade
no,
levels
no.
on people.
This isn't. I can guarantee. Here's the thing, Flaviar.
The teacher.
We love you, but
You
you
know.
haven't
Very
sponsored us
offended right
yet.
Maybe we shouldn't,
But here's the
maybe-
thing. Here's the thing. I can almost guarantee you that most of this booklet was made probably with AI.
Chat GPT.
Oh no.
Yeah.
You know what? You're probably right.
And like that's not a slight against what you're doing. You have to do a lot of stuff. But you can tell
Shut up, Anthony.
that they are doing a lot of overboard on the adjectives,
For sure.
right?
For sure.
When they got to remember that the people that are getting this type
Whiskey
of
go
experience,
vroom.
they don't want like superfluous nonsense. They want down to earth, relatable experiences in these descriptions so that they can go in and get a feel for what this whiskey is.
You know what? I second that because I just recently came back from a coffee shop this weekend, and like when I asked like what was the suggestion for the beans that he had in house, he gave me like, okay, like what are you looking for in terms of flavor? And I was like, well, I like really funky blends. I had this from this recent coffee place. They did a cool little thing from Rwanda with like blueberries and stuff. He was like, well, we have a Rwandan bean. It's very much the same kind of flavor. It does this, this, and this. And if you want something similar, you can also go here, which also does a little bit of the funkiness, but goes in this direction. And I'm like, cool. That's what I would love to have from a booklet about whiskey. Be like,
Exactly.
if you like X and X, you might like this. This does this very well
Yeah.
and has tastes of this and this on the tongue. You may catch this, but not so much this. The symbols that happen
You
on
know
here
what I think ruined?
ain't doing it.
Yeah. You know what I think ruined a lot of advertising and descriptions of things over the past, I would say at this point it's about 50 years. I think this really started being a thing in the 70s. Was the elevator pitch.
Pause. We're gonna drink this first a little bit before we go ahead and get into that elevator pitch.
Okay.
Because I need to drink something. 'Cause
Cheers.
I just
I get-
perceived.
I get oak, corn, sweet corn.
It smells like whiskey.
It smells like a very de facto whiskey. A little bit of vanilla. Cheers.
Cardamom?
Wait, we need the cheers here. The cheers emote.
I can't do it in OBS. Wait, did my subscription go away?
I don't know. So if you did a Prime subscription, you have to manually renew it. It doesn't auto renew for the Prime subscription. If you did a non-Prime subscription, it will auto renew. Wow, fake fan.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah, so this is very tinny. I get whiskey,
It's very metal at the top.
but I get metallic tones,
Yeah.
which is weird and interesting.
Well, you mean
Yeah.
it tastes metal?
Have you tasted it yet?
Yeah. Have I processed it? No.
Maybe you should. Maybe you should sit down with it. Maybe you should.
I don't know.
you
Maybe you should tell
have a
me how those cat beans are treating you.
What do you mean?
You don't
mean
read
the
your
coffee
chat?
beans?
You don't
mean
read
the
your
coffee
chat?
beans? I read it. I didn't acknowledge it.
Rude. Rude.
Does it taste
Oh
like
my
licking a
gosh.
motorcycle? Yes,
It
of course
does have a it's a whiskey, sweet corn, a little bit of vanilla, oak, acetone. But mixed into that is this tinny flavor, almost like drinking a soda out of a soda can. It's very subtle, but it's metallic almost. Which honestly kind of goes with the brand and the name and goes with their idea.
But not a flavor palette I was looking for.
Welcome to the Prime subscription. 2 months. Let's go.
Tastes like licking an ATV. Which part?
The
muffler, right?
The brand new yeah, the what?
The muffler, right?
Yeah, the muffler.
There you
A
go.
new muffler though, not a used muffler.
I see. A new muffler. So it doesn't have that like
Yeah.
black charcoal.
Yeah.
It hasn't been seasoned yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know this
Yeah.
because so while y'all process, story time. I got my first piece of farm equipment, ATV,
Oh. nice.
Congratulations.
and it took so much
Wow, the
longer than we
timing on this is
expected.
going to be hilarious.
Why?
Because my stepdad literally just got his ATV for his
Mark!
farm equipment.
Mark, where are you? Mark, are you in the chat?
What?
No,
He's
probably
not in the chat.
That's crazy. Yeah, we got an insane deal on one. It's not like one of the top brands, but it should still last like 10 years. And it's pretty cool. But when we went to pick it up, it was still in the crate. Which little cumbersome.
Yeah.
And that crate
Yeah.
was falling apart.
As they
Ooh.
do.
So that was a little unnerving because we had to strap the crate down. We couldn't strap the ATV down, which I could see. I was like, that's just in there. It's just,
So wait, did you
Floating.
take the crate with you?
yeah, I have a lot of 2x4s now that we can
Oh.
repurpose because I had to
Nice.
pull it apart because it wasn't a sealed crate. It was a 2x4 stick frame with some plastic around it.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
That plastic
that's
got
crazy.
shredded by the
Yeah.
highway speeds.
That's crazy.
That's wild. Wait, so like literally it's just like no adherence whatsoever, just the plastic holding the wood together?
The wood was nailed together, but there were
Yeah.
several pieces that were already disconnected, and it was leaning, and like it was a little weird. And we strapped down the crate into the trailer, and I knew that the since it had the wheels on it, that the ATV was just sitting on the wood. So I didn't know if it could just like bounce up and out over a bad bump or something. But we made it. It was fine. It was fine.
Yeah.
It was fine.
Yeah.
It was
That's
good.
crazy though.
Yeah. So the worst thing actually was that I threw it into reverse and I thought a bomb was about to go off underneath my legs because it beeps like beep beep, beep like rapidly, like horrible. So first thing I did was I found the cable to that freaking speaker and I yanked that out. It doesn't beep anymore.
Good.
Not if you are the only person on your land, it just doesn't seem like a worthwhile endeavor.
To have the beeping? No,
Yeah.
honestly,
I do
like,
wonder if there's legalities if you took it out onto the road though, but I imagine you really
Very much so.
dude, I think they made it so annoying on purpose so that you would unplug it. they're like, okay, we
Possible.
legally have to do this, so we're gonna make it so bad that they unplug it because we don't want this to be associated
yeah.
with backwards beeping or
Jeez.
something weird, man. I don't know. But yeah, it's
That's
neat.
crazy.
I connected a wheelbarrow to it, which my
Wheelbarrow?
father-in-law keeps calling a black trailer, which it's very much gray now, and so I keep getting
black trailer.
confused.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely a gray wheelbarrow. It's a four-wheel wheelbarrow, so when I put it on the ATV, it's definitely a trailer. But it has a handle, and I mostly pull it myself. Hopefully that'll change soon. 'Cause,
Now that you're using an ATV.
yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
Much like this ATV, however, this is mediocre at best.
Yeah, this really falls into the category of like whiskey. I think this is what people think about when somebody says whiskey.
Hold
I
on.
mean, there's
have to-
nothing exciting happening.
I have
Yep.
to move
Yeah.
the little yapper out.
Yeah. It's literally what it sounds like. Is yap. Yap.
But
What
yeah,
kinda-
I agree. There's nothing interesting going on. It's very much a just a whiskey.
Yeah. What kind
Not
of
bad. Nice.
ATV did Mark get? You know?
So funnily enough, Mark lives on this giant piece of land out in the wilderness, and the guy who owned like the 150 to 300 acres of land there that made the lots, he lives like next door. He had an ATV. Now, the next door neighbors to my parents own thousands of roosters. So they complain about this constantly.
Because it wakes them
Now,
up immediately.
he was the first person to buy a lot of land. And when he did, he asked the guy, "Hey, can I borrow your ATV, or do you like can I just use it?" He was like, "Oh yeah, I'm not using it right now, so go ahead and borrow it." And for about 2 years, he borrowed that ATV, and then everything got settled, and the guy was like, "Hey, can I get my ATV back?" And the guy with all the chickens was like, "What? Why are you taking it?" He was like, "No, you gave it to me. Like, what?" It's like, "No,
Oh, no, dude.
I asked you. I told you you could borrow it, but it's my ATV. I paid for the thing."
Yeah.
And here's the thing. In his head, I can tell you right now, that guy didn't need his ATV back. He only took it back because the guy was so confrontational with him.
Yeah.
So he took the ATV back, and now it's been sitting in his garage for like 2 more years. And so one day, Marg and him were having some whiskey, shooting the shit. They were just talking. He was like, "Yeah, I think my next big purchase is probably going to be an ATV so I can move things quickly across, the yard. Because like sometimes you just have to walk a bunch of stuff. You don't want to use it. You don't want to have to get into your trailer." He also has like a big like Bobcat trailer type of deal. He's like, "I don't want to get the trailer out to take some sticks from point A to point B on my yard. That's kind of overkill, and it's slow and it takes a while. He's like, so having an ATV would be really useful, and there's a lot of things that he would use it on a daily basis. So he's like, so I think I'm gonna get that. And the guy's like, yeah, I have an ATV. It's like sitting in the garage. And he's like, oh, well, do you want to sell it to somebody? Because I'll buy it from you. And finally, after a few nights of like drinking together, and he's like, you know what, you can just take the ATV, man.
Jesus.
So he ended up giving it away. And I 100% think he gave him the ATV so Mark could drive it along the chicken guy, which is what they call him. The chicken guy.
Dude.
Yeah, look at this. Look at this ATV I got.
Look at the thing that you cannot use because you are being a dick.
Dude,
Understandable.
It was really funny though. They have all these chickens and roosters, and obviously they're trying to find solutions like fences and all that kind of stuff. And then they come over to my house, and we're like, yeah, we're talking about all the things and like the outdoor cats and stuff. And we go outside for a second. We're looking at the yard, and then all of a sudden, a rooster starts yelling at the top of its lungs because our neighbor has a rooster. He's like, we can't get away. We can't escape. No matter where we go, they follow us.
Oh, God.
It's horrifying, dude.
I know.
So, best thing about my ATV? Made in Texas,
Nice.
Oh.
where one of our brilliant, beautiful co-hosts lives.
I mean, yeah.
You don't care about Texas. He doesn't care about his home state.
Man.
Right.
I'm not going to say that I don't.
I'm sorry. I didn't know.
It's okay.
So moving on.
It's okay.
So
It's okay. It's okay. It's not you, it's me.
It's not you.
the Southeast is
you.
pretty great.
Bro, I know.
It is.
I know. But if you haven't
Okay.
noticed.
Actually, time out for a second, because both of you live in the South. I live in the mountains in the South, which is so much different.
It is very different.
It is very different.
It's surprisingly different, actually.
But also very much the same.
Dude, we had snow this weekend.
Dude,
I
it
wasn't
got
talking
so
about the
cold
weather.
this weekend.
Oh.
It got so cold.
Oh, yeah. Okay. In multiple ways, then.
In multiple ways.
Yeah.
In multiple ways.
But so
But yes, it got super cold.
So I've been here for over a year now, so I've seen like all the seasons happen. This is like the second time having all the new seasons, right? And
New seasons.
This new seasons, as they occur. So it's spring again.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And I was talking to Ash about this. I was like, when we lived in Atlanta, like there's no appreciation for a new season. It kind of just sucked. Like
Yeah.
it just like right now in Atlanta, it's just probably hot and a lot of pollen.
The pollen.
and that's about it.
Oh my goodness.
It's really bad.
Well-
Set like 2 records or some nonsense. It's ridiculous.
Dude, up here, I go outside and I'm like, wow, it smells amazing. Wow, I can hear
Shut up,
those
Anthony.
those birds are back. Oh my God, look, the Blue Jays came back. They're living right over there again.
Anthony, you
Oh, man,
also
it's
have
like-
to worry about going outside at night, okay?
No.
I don't want to hear it from you.
I don't have to worry about going outside at night.
Okay, bud. Okay. There's certain people who live in Appalachia who live very different lives than we do because there are certain rules that they live by, and we don't have to, okay?
Look-
So you go ahead and enjoy your good smelling air and also the lack of skinwalkers ripping your fucking skull off.
Okay. You're talking about like coyotes and stuff, and like bears and whatnot.
Bro.
I
Like,
believe he was
Bro.
talking about skinwalkers.
There are rules to living in Appalachia
what rules?
that we
No, seriously, I want to know.
Okay, there if you heard something scream, you didn't.
Oh, okay.
If you
It was a
heard your
fox.
name, you didn't. If you hear somebody say crying for help, you did not.
Wendigo.
You know what?
And if you see a dead deer carcass, you leave it. You turn around and you go back home.
We walked our
I should
property
know
the
these
other day.
things.
We walked our property the other day, so I know like where it is. I'm gonna make
Yeah.
a path. Next time everyone comes up, I'm gonna send one of you at a time on that path. See what happens.
Just don't respond to the spirits and you're fine. Shut up.
Well,
Ash.
the spirits in your basement, to be particular, because as we all discovered,
we
their
did.
house is haunted.
Oh yeah, no, the mirror.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm
The
pretty
mirror.
sure that was just like secondhand mirror.
Also, y'all like totally failed to wipe that off because I took a shower in there the other day.
Still
and
there.
there were still letters, and I was like, you missed the top left corner.
But
Envy's too short.
but Anthony, he did wipe the mirror.
Yeah.
I know, but it wasn't fully back. It was like
No, he
It was
cleaned
cut
it with
off.
solution and everything.
it was cut
Yeah.
off where the wiping happened.
It's coming back.
It's
Right.
coming back. Okay, I see
Yeah.
what you
It was
mean.
not coming back.
The sentiment of the haunting
Yeah.
is
He's gonna get
preserved.
like a word every few months and be like, "Oh my gosh."
It's Casper.
Casper. Dude,
I mean,
don't
it literally
name
asked
it.
if you need a
You
hug.
Never name it. What, guys? Why am I the only one who knows this?
It's a type. Have you not seen Casper, the friendly ghost?
bro.
It's a type.
I need you to watch The Conjuring. I need you to watch anything.
I will not.
Like,
I will not.
Nay.
and Ash is like, it's Casper.
Just so sure.
Oh God, yeah, no. But other than like rules to live by in Appalachia, sorry, it must be nice being able to go outside and not melt. So
It's kind of crazy. Like it's wild to have real seasons because living in basically Atlanta forever, the suburbs and whatnot.
so different, so different.
It's like, oh my God, it's winter. And then it's like, oh my God, it's summer. And then, oh my God, it's winter again. Oh my God,
Yes.
it's summer again. Like,
you
Yeah.
get seasonal fluctuations. Must be nice.
yeah, dude, it's crazy. Like watching everything bloom and different timings. We've had a tree that has been pink for like 4 weeks now.
Cherry blossom,
No, but I bet they're related. I mean,
probably.
they're
Probably.
tiny. They're tiny little pink flowers that are all over it.
It's
And
adorable.
I thought it would only last like a day or a week maybe because that's how it happens in Atlanta. No, it's still pink.
Oh, quick question. I told this to my wife thinking that I was absolutely right, and she's not listening to the podcast, so it'll be fine. Do cherry blossoms actually bear fruit? I'm pretty sure they do, right?
Cherry
I think they are
blossom?
cherry trees, so I would hope so.
No.
I would hope that Ash could answer that question because she's obsessed with cherry blossoms.
Yeah, does a
Ash?
cherry blossom tree provide fruit?
I don't think they offer real edible fruits, but they have a seed. They have like a
I know they
little-
have bro.
No. I'm
I know what you
saying
mean.
they
I know what
have
you
like a little like the red berries that they tell you not to eat type of deal from bushes. They have
Oh.
something like that.
Liking pretty flowers does not make me smart.
No. I know they have little like berry type of things on them because of pictures, but I
According,
don't think they're edible.
they are huge and blue.
Not the kind that you find at a. Oh, they're like tiny little red. You're right. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
they're not desirable.
I see.
They're not. They're definitely not.
They're too
edible.
sour. It sounds like my wild apple tree, where it's like, yeah, you could eat it, you don't want to.
You probably shouldn't. Probably shouldn't, there, bud.
Fair
Well, that's the weird thing about like, okay, so we all try to eat. Okay, I think most of us try to eat healthy. I feel like everybody wants to eat healthy.
I mean, I eat pretty healthy.
Yeah,
What's that to talk about?
but like the funny thing is, even our fruit, which you would think is healthy, has been like, not just necessarily modified like GMO, but
Uh-huh.
like we have bred them to be sweeter and sweeter and sweeter.
Yeah.
So is it naturally occurring fruit, or
No.
is it I don't know.
No, it's
No,
coerced.
it's not the same.
Must like
Yeah.
everything.
the same. But
Oh,
I mean,
did-
at the same time, we kind of had to after the Dust Bowl scare type of deal, in the Great Depression and all that, when farms lost like so much of their crop, the entirety of America went into a huge scare to try and figure out ways to make food last longer, make it last longer on shelves, make it travel better, improve all these things, and increase its longevity. And funnily enough, here's where the question comes in, because I think it was twofold. I think the initial inciting incident of making fruit sweeter, for example, was the fact that sugar is such a good preservative. more so than it was to make it unhealthier and like taste better to sell more. But I imagine that nowadays it's like conflated, and there are both of those styles of companies that have gone in both directions of like, oh, we're gonna make it taste better, and it happens to help the longevity of the fruit. Like I imagine it's a double-edged sword in that regard that they just use.
Double-edged spoon.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
the weird thing is, I don't know why, but apparently berries are mostly still natural and safe, even though they're like super sweet.
They're super high in sugar though.
Yeah, but like when
Yeah.
I think when I was having like a gout attack or something like that, that's when I learned that. They're like, you can eat berries, but like don't eat a mango. They're like, mangoes are not. They're not what they used to be.
No, they are not. Like if you go to India and have mangoes, for example, they're very different.
They're gonna kick you in the freaking teeth. That's what they're gonna do.
Mhm.
Makes my gums itch. Ah. No, actually, they don't make my gums itch. Anyway, this whiskey.
Yeah. So, Nat, how do you feel about this whiskey?
This is a 3. It's so basic, guys. So basic.
It is based. Daily drinker?
No.
What would you pay?
I'd pay like $30.
$30.
It's so
Antonio,
basic.
what would you rate this whiskey?
Mm.
Wait,
Oh,
how would I spell that?
Wow.
It's not like,
Sorry, I
Like,
squirted.
Wow. He doubled down. He didn't even shy away from it.
I'm gonna do imin for like a
And then you should put like an eggplant and a like a water drop emoji.
Oh, I have
Honestly,
an
this
egg-
is like a. This is like a 2.
Ooh, Anthony didn't like this one
So-
I mean, I
Daily
almost said a
drinker?
1.
Daily
Like,
drinker?
no way. I would rather have Woodford's Reserve Basic. I would rather have Maker's
Anything.
Mark Basic. Old Forester Rye. Like, this just has nothing going on for it.
And what would you pay for it?
It's not a 1 because I won't throw it out, but it's a 2 because it doesn't taste good.
We haven't drank anything this year that makes me feel as if like this is anything special. That's what I'll say.
I'd pay like
This
20
year?
bucks.
Did you say this year, Nat?
Yeah, this year.
Because
Yeah.
you have multiple things rated this year at like 7 and 8.
No, I'm saying there's nothing that we haven't drank this year that makes this seem like it's anything special.
Oh,
This is worse than everything.
I
Yes.
see what you're saying. I see what
Yes,
you're
yes.
saying.
I didn't want to say worse than everything.
I see. This is
Warren, be
I'm
fancy.
following suit with Anthony's rating 100%. I wouldn't throw this out. It's not undrinkable. There's nothing inherently terrible about it. But I'm also never gonna seek this out. It's never gonna be something that I care to buy again. I'm not gonna buy this for anybody. It's just something. If for some reason somebody had an extra one of these at a table at dinner or something, was like, I'm not gonna drink this. Oh, it is way better than the swamp whiskey.
We didn't have
Way
the
better
swamp
than the
piss
swamp
whiskey this
whiskey.
year, did we?
We
Or was
did.
that
We
last
did.
year?
That was last year.
Okay,
That was
yeah.
last year. But yeah, it's way better than swamp whiskey. And this
Yeah.
is where the rating system for me gets kind of confusing, because one is such a wide variety of undrinkable whiskeys.
One is just bad though.
Yeah,
One is bad.
One
is
is
bad.
objectively bad. Like, I am not finishing the glass.
Yeah, ever.
2 is I will finish the glass, but like I'm probably never gonna pick up and drink this whiskey again.
You're also somewhat still not having a good time.
Yeah, like I'm not having a good time with
Yeah,
this whiskey. There's
yeah,
nothing
yeah.
special. There's nothing that's driving me to this.
Yeah. Then can I switch mine to a 2? Because that
Yeah.
makes more sense. Yeah.
For sure.
3 is like I'm not having a bad time, but I'm also not having a good time. I'm like
Yeah.
firmly in the middle. It's like
3
yeah.
3 is the start of whiskey for me.
Yeah.
If you're a 3, it's like, oh, I'm glad I had you. Right? But I could have easily have done without having this particular whiskey.
fish piss whiskey.
Yeah, the swamp whiskey was a solid 1.
I just saw
A
fish piss.
solid 1.
Your wife and her vocabulary, dude.
The
She's
Fish
literate.
piss is great.
yeah.
Truly.
So I not a daily drinker. if this is above $15, they're in trouble.
Oh, damn.
And so, how much is American
They say boutique.
metal whiskey?
$72.
60
Is that
bucks.
really what it is?
No. I'm just throwing out bets.
Oh my gosh.
Throwing out guesses. Hey,
Okay, let's.
what
see.
does this shirt make y'all think of? Can y'all guess what nerdism it's from?
I can't see all of it. It
looks
kind of
like
looks
Cyberpunk.
Tron.
Bingo. First guess.
Wow, damn.
Wait,
Good job,
who's
Eric.
First guess?
Jesus.
Who's first guess? Mine?
Eric, yeah.
Yours.
Oh,
It also
yeah,
glows
yeah.
in the dark, dude. I haven't seen
Dude,
it glow in the
hell
dark
yeah.
yet, but maybe my
So it
wife will
looks
turn
like-
on the UV light for me.
Man, it looks like you're going to be paying around $50 for this.
Get out of here.
Brother, ooh.
Brother, ooh.
This is what got her banned on YouTube.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Fish face
What
got
is
you banned
that?
on YouTube. Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
Yeah, no, for $50, guys, audience, please trust me. Listen, enjoy the experience that I can give you today. For $50, there are whiskeys better than this.
Much
Do not
better.
buy this.
Anything. Please.
Just don't.
We should have a
It's
list
not
of-
worth it.
We should have a list of whiskeys that are like we could refer to and be like, hey guys, if this is really bad, anything on this list, anything else on this list.
Yeah.
That's
Like
so
for
crazy though.
$50, $45 on Flavor Art, but you have to pay shipping in hand.
No.
like
Depending on
it
where you
just-
are, that's $20 more.
I know. This is just not the way. This is just not.
This is not the
whiskey
way.
to have.
Absolutely.
There are
not.
so many great whiskeys. Heck, Old Forester Rye, $18 for a 750 milliliter bottle or something like that, and it is consistently a 4 or 5 out of 10 whiskey.
Come on now.
Like,
Come on now.
Dude, what is it that like hotels and restaurants call their drink that is their cheapest? There's a nickname they have for it.
the bottom
Well.
shelf, the
No,
well.
The well. Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Like
wellers.
I didn't. So one of my favorite restaurants used to have what you just said, Old Forester Rye, and it was
Yeah.
only like $7. And I was like, whenever I don't care what I'm drinking, that's what I would order. And then
Yeah.
one day they were just like, that's not our well anymore, or something like that. And I was like, wait,
Not
what?
a weller. Yeah.
And I was like, first off, they're pretty dang good. Okay. Second off, how dare you get rid of it?
They probably
Yeah.
boosted it up because I saw you were buying it consistently.
Well, but I didn't ask for their well. It's gone.
It was
They
your
just don't
fault.
have it.
It was your fault. It was
My
your
fault.
fault.
The
Hey,
well
guys.
whiskey.
I have an important question though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did y'all watch The Last of Us? Season
We
2?
part
haven't
two?
yet. We
Episode
haven't
1?
watched it yet. Haven't watched
It's
it yet.
out?
It is out. It is out. We haven't watched it.
It's out, bro.
Yeah.
It's out.
We do plan to watch it.
Okay, that's why I was late.
Oh, man.
I had a feeling y'all would watch
Okay.
it. I thought maybe.
No.
No.
Thought
No,
maybe-
you're ahead.
All
I
right.
think we're planning to
Anthony,
watch it
you're
tonight after the
ahead,
podcast.
bud.
Okay. Well, guess what? We can have 2 episodes next podcast.
I'm torn
Yeah.
between telling my wife and playing more Marvel Rivals.
You got all week to watch it.
I do have
Yeah,
all.
It's also an hour and 10 minutes
yeah.
first
yeah,
episode.
yeah.
So it's
Hour and
Jeez.
15 minutes. Okay.
it's not a small commitment, dude.
Anthony,
Jeez.
give it. Well, actually, man, you won't tell me. Don't tell me. Never mind. I didn't say anything.
All I
didn't
will say
anything.
is the recap was great because it reminded me of everything.
Okay, perfect.
Nice.
Have you played the
It
game?
was a good recap. No.
Oh, you should. You would. If
You
you, like
should
the show,
definitely.
you should.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe like, subscribe, follow if you want me to play games because I don't have time. So make this my job. Come on, guys.
Yeah,
on.
that's fair.
Come on.
Just saying.
Just saying. Just saying. Marvel Rivals, though, dude, I got gold that night.
Nice. Yeah, I saw the picture, dude. Heck yes.
Yep.
So dope.
I'm so happy for you.
Now we can do the GM grind this season. How do
Yeah.
you,
Yeah,
how
we
do y'all,
could do that. Yeah.
How do y'all feel about the new season so far?
Dude, I don't know.
Yeah, it's great. Hold on, I'm just processing a lot of emotion right now.
I haven't played too much. After that grind, I farmed all weekend. I literally didn't see my computer until Monday morning when I sat down to work.
I was about to say, yeah, my parents
yeah.
were in town, so I was totally doing family stuff all weekend.
Guys,
so I didn't get to play too much.
I
either.
revenge played that game pretty
Yeah.
darn hard this weekend.
Rainy?
Okay, so
Rainy?
how? Yeah. So how do you?
No, I
how
didn't
do
play
you like
ranks.
it so
I
far?
didn't play. I didn't play ranks.
How do you like the new character? How do you like the new map?
So, let's go ahead and start with the new character first. She is broken. She is absolutely nutty.
So
First off,
yeah,
Emma
I
Frost
really
is crazy.
the interesting thing
Emma
is
Frost.
Mm-hmm.
She's a new tank.
they added the man. They know how to. They knew what they were doing to sell that character.
Let me be frank, sir. That is not. That is not the Emma Frost I knew. I'm
Her
not
thighs
upset.
carry the team.
I'm not upset about it. There's so much snow buddy going on with her. It's so
Dude.
obscene. It's so ridiculous that I'm
It's
just
so
like
ridiculous.
they went from like it's
0 to
kind
100?
of Gunnar bait like just in general for all the female characters of the
This
the
is
game.
the nature of free to play games.
For sure. That being said, I have never seen something so coded for the American audience
Fair.
and not for the Asian market.
Fair.
Like, Squirrel Girl already had crazy thighs to begin with, and I was like, that's just kind of weird, but okay, whatever. And then they came out with Emma Frost, and they're like, no, we know what you like. So they were
Dude.
like, oh my God.
But not
like,
only that,
yeah.
they gave her a body slam.
Bro, they gave her a command
And
grab.
let
They were
me-
like, hey, mommy. Wait, mommy.
Yeah. So let me tell you now, the best things that I've been seeing in like the GIFs and shorts have been compilations of like the eye of
Agumon.
And
Bro,
then-
it's so
then he gets
ridiculous.
slammed. Then he gets slammed. Or what is the one that Scarlet Witch does? Pure chaos. Kush. It's thrown to the ground, right? Because that is the thing that is interesting about her is they gave her essentially a non-cooldown
Oh, there's
ultimate
still cooldown.
interrupt.
It's still
It
cooldown.
is virtually no cooldown,
Virtually no cooldown. Yes.
considering the cooldown of what it can cancel,
True.
right?
I mean, like, yes. You're right.
Right?
You're right. Yeah.
Every
how fast it
single
can
ultimate.
come out and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Every single ultimate now
Lives in
that
fear.
has a little bit of charge up time.
You need to be very cautious if there's an Emma Frost on the other side, and
Yes.
chances are there is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not a hard button press to do.
It's
right?
shifty.
Yeah. Shifty. And so now,
She has to be close enough, though, right?
Yeah.
yes, but
Yeah, but it's a
she's
pretty
a
long-
vanguard.
It's a pretty
If-
far lunge. Yeah.
If you are playing her correctly, you are usually around where the ultimate should be occurring.
Yeah.
So like your setup as a good Emma Frost is that you are sitting next to where the Doctor Strange needs to ultimate. You are sitting next to where the Scarlet Witch needs to ultimate. All of these things, you're in the line of fire.
Yeah, and no shield will ever stop you from physically getting from point A to point B.
Yeah.
So all the Doctor Strange shields, all the Magneto shields, they don't mean shit if
Yeah.
Emma wants to go ahead and grab
And
you.
there's a little bit of give on that range. It isn't just pure melee range.
Oh, dude,
It's
yeah.
like just a little bit outside.
Yeah.
So like you could, I am fairly certain you can catch a Magneto before he rises up into the air when he activates his
Yeah.
ult.
You can.
Oh yeah. So there's I'm just gonna send it here on because I shouldn't be banned, right? Yeah. There's a Facebook reel I found. Emma Frost is the ultimate showstopper, and these are all of the ults that she can interrupt.
Stop.
Yeah.
And it's just
dude.
nonstop. Her like
grabbing stuff.
grabbing everybody.
Yeah.
Here goes Magic. There's
Yeah.
Black Panther. She interrupts his ult. The Thing, like
Yeah.
Groot.
Like the thing is that alone, that singular ability changes the game.
The command. Well,
It
It
changes
does-
the game.
it does, but I don't think it does for the reasons that you're alluding to. I think yes,
It
the ult canceling, yes.
It
I think
changes
it's
the game because you cannot ult spam anymore against a good Emma Frost.
I
So
feel like
I
you
would
couldn't
argue-
ult spam regardless, though.
I agree with Nat because I was already running into that like right
Luna,
away.
Yeah, Luna Snow shits on anybody's ult.
Yeah, I found very quickly in this game that if I just used my ult without thinking about it, I very often lost it. And
Or like a
That's-
Bucky, or
Yeah.
what is it? Who's popular right now? Penny Parker. Like, she's huge right now, and like her shutdown capabilities with her web is stupid. So if you have a Penny Parker, a Peter Parker, and a Venom, you're just like you're
I think-
nonstop.
Now, it is
I
kind of
think
weird to
that's-
me.
What?
It was already weird to me being able
Oh.
to ult and then immediately die. And you're playing a superhero game, right?
Yes.
It feels like when you go to ult, it's kind of going to be like a Dragon Ball Z moment where it's like, you know what? I could interrupt you and everyone would die. But instead, we're going to wait. You're going to power up and be amazing. And a lot of people are going to die. And that's okay. You know? It's fine. It's fine. Like,
no.
why can't we do that? Why can't you go ult? And it's like, no one can beat me. I'm invincible until I am done saying Galactic Gun. You know, like,
Because we have ults like Wanda's, where she can just completely wipe out your entire team. So you have to be able to either wipe her off the face of the earth or
no.
stop her
It's
in
okay
some
that you
way
can
from
kill
a
her
counterplay.
during the ult. But
Okay.
while she's saying it, no.
Yeah.
She has to
Because
get
if
out.
she's saying pure chaos, because she warms up to it, right?
She has
Are you-
to.
are you
She has
saying-
to finish saying pure chaos, then you can kill her. That's the
Nah.
anime rule. Galactic gun. Now I can die. Right? Kamehameha. Please don't hurt me. Ha! Now you can kill me. Like,
I like to think that that's Goku just having like crazy aura. Like, people are just like, no, let him finish. Let him finish. I want to see it again.
it's like what is it? The murder intent where everyone's like frozen because they feel
Exactly.
the murder intent.
It's exactly like that.
But it's just like awesomeness.
It's just that's what aura is, guys. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
It's
that's
a
what
good
they need to
time.
implement into Marvel Rivals. Okay.
They already did. It's called Hulk. Or what else? Who else has like just crazy aura? Captain America. Who else just doesn't
Dude,
die?
I'm sorry, but as a Bucky type player, I love playing against the Hulk because they are so easy to kill. I kill so many Hulks. I've never been scared of Hulk, which it makes no sense because he's the Hulk.
I've been scared of Hulk.
Yeah. That once you meet a man,
A good Hulk
good
will fuck you
Hulk?
up.
there's a reason he's banned at
Yeah.
higher levels.
Mm.
And then also like with all of his team ups now.
Yeah, I mean, even
it's just
before
insane.
they would ban him because of he was more dangerous than Iron Man, so they would ban the Hulk to get rid of the Iron Man team up previously.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was
and I
their
mean, like,
number
he
one
still
ban.
has he still has that team up.
Oh
with
yeah,
Iron
they're
Man,
still
right?
so that's the thing. But he has the team up with Namor. He is still the number one ban.
Oh right,
and
right.
It's because of how powerful the Hulk is. Hulk is way more powerful than Namor, but you also can't let Namor have the team up.
Power up, yeah, because now he has
And this was the
damage
same
steroid
reason
instead
that
of a slow
Luna was
steroid.
banned too. Namor's team up was simply too strong. They
Yeah.
would ban Luna because she was the double
to
threat.
neuter Namor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think for me, I think y'all are both kind like.
But
right
they've now
about what you're
ruined the
saying.
game because you have to have Emma Frost.
Oh no,
No,
She's a
you
must
don't
pick.
think so.
Honestly,
I don't
yeah,
think
yeah.
she's a must pick actually.
I don't
but
think
I
so
do
either.
think it's a because one, you have to have a lot of game sense to be able to execute.
Yeah.
So like it is still a hard thing to do. But I think the thing that's interesting about her tuning, it matters more on the high end level for sure. Like I think once you get into like Diamond Grandmaster above that type of level, Emma Frost is going to be interesting to play around simply because she is the first one in the game besides like maybe Hulk wasting his ult, but that was an ult for an ult, so that was kind of balanced. She can cancel the effects of an ult in its entirety. Whereas, for example, if you were using Doctor Strange and you Eye of Agamotto'd and they wasted a Luna ult to cancel out your Eye of Agamotto, you just wasted their strongest ult on the team for your ult. Guess what? That's a 1-for-1. In a card game, we equaled value. Now, your Doctor Strange ult is one of the most powerful abilities you have. And it's like a 9-mana Magic the Gathering card. And you cancel it with a counter spell that's 1 mana. Right? It's value. Her ability to cancel an ult, if you get good at that, is pure value. And that's where the interesting part is, because it's not that it's inherently overpowered or weird, like bad to cancel an ult. It's just a matter of how cheap it is right now. I think you can tune it, right? I think you could easily make it so that the cooldown is longer, and it doesn't have to be as long as an ult, because remember, if you mistime it, then you just screwed it up anyways and you wasted it, and like stuff like that. So it's still a hard execution, but
I think you can akin it to a mini Hulk ult. Just because
the thing is what's the cooldown on it? The cooldown's like
the cooldown. No,
6
not
seconds.
Not so much the cooldown, more so like just like the functionality of it. Because I really do think like in terms of cooldowns and everything, it almost becomes negligible whenever you're considering like ults or like major team plays that would be the ideal use case of this command grab. Like, not to say that you're not right, but more so to say that I think that the conversation is more so that we have now included a tank into the equation that is not only within the proximity of some of these major ults, but is also tanky enough to take a lot of damage and is capable of shutting down a lot of stuff before it even pops off. Like, yes, she's a showstopper. Like, if you play her well, nobody's gonna get an ult off without you being able to either like attempt to do something about it or completely shut it out, just forthright. So all of that to say, there are so many other factors in like the later end of play, and I'm sure you've seen it already, Eric, because you play at a higher ranking than we do. There are so many things within this game that are fun in the sense that like you have to like have a game sense and an adaptability to the fact that it could shut your shit down, just period. Like like if Emma Frost if Luna Snow freezes you, if Spider-Man fucking yanks you off of the map, if
the ability is not the issue. I'm curious to see where the tuning's at. For example, like Luna's freeze is extremely hard to hit. Right? It's so hard to hit that the cooldown is fine because you have to be near perfect with your execution to be able to stop an ult. And you're going to miss 9 times out of 10. Pros are going to miss 9 times out of 10. Right? They don't even get those shots.
Maybe 7.
Maybe. But still, you rarely ever see it. Like if you see a Luna freeze somebody out of an ult in the invitationals and stuff like that, that is the highlight of the match.
Yeah. Guys, we've been playing a lot of Rivals, as you can see. We've been playing playing a lot. I have. I have a new damage man.
I have too. That's pretty much been the game of choice since I have a bunch of other games that I want to play, especially now that I have a new 4K monitor.
Oh
yeah, I got a new 4K monitor, courtesy of the wife.
What's the refresh rate on that?
240.
Damn. 240. It's probably like breathing.
It's breathing. It's nice.
How hot is your room?
Yeah, it's the door's closed. It's hot.
Yeah. I was about to say, I'm like, that monitor going at 240 hertz as well as with your freaking 5090 or 5080.
It's toasty.
Yeah, it's a bit warm in there.
But yeah, I have a bunch of things that I want to play on it. Lo and behold, there are a few things that are actually on sale that I'm probably gonna get just because they're on sale.
I'm gonna have to check the sale. Before we move on from Marvel Rivals, though, I had a hot take.
Go for it. Shoot.
So,
It's not as hot as Emma Frost probably, but I mean, we'll take
Bro, the thighs, you just can't. You just can't. Like, guys, I have watched the animation. It's just not possible. They did it. They cooked. They get
cooked.
it.
So
The only thing that they could do right now is possibly add like another version of her. Okay, continue, sir. Sorry.
just bear with me.
Okay.
If men, sorry, no, not men. Yeah, no.
Come on, bud.
If a man goes walking,
Uh-huh.
I mean, women go walk queen.
I hate you. I was gonna say that. Oh! I watched that freaking Instagram reel, bro.
Nah,
You're a real gentleman.
nah.
I appreciate you.
Now bear with me here. If Americans smile, does that mean that Europeans skillogram?
Kilometer?
Skilometer! Skilometer! No, I ruined
You
it!
fucked it up.
I ruined
You
it.
fucked
Okay,
it
I'm
up and
done.
you
I
should
won't.
feel bad.
I won't do
Done.
any more. I won't do
That's
any
funny.
more.
How dare you, sir? Anyway, continue. What were you gonna say?
So, now bear with me here.
God.
I had the
You-
thought that Marvel Rivals is a waste of time, and it was annoying because it's a fun game. It's very enjoyable.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I talked about it with my wife, and I was like, it feels like a waste of time because when I'm done, I don't remember anything. I don't remember that MVP I got in my second game. I don't remember the details of the match. I'm either satisfied, dissatisfied, angry, happy. Like, you get very raw emotions as a result of
Mhm.
playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
come.
And that's about it. And I was like, compared to a game like Star Citizen, after Star Citizen, I almost always have like a story to tell. And even if it's not a good story, I remember the experience. I remember what happened, the adventure. So like
Uh-huh.
maybe that game is more worth it. But then I realized that there is something that this Marvel Rivals relates to. And that's like going snowboarding, but not so much snowboarding. I mean, it's a little different. But there are things that you do that require all of your attention, and because they require all of your attention, they have a value, and that value can be like a brain break from crap. Like it's a very good brain break, right? Unfortunately, like something like snowboarding or some sort of outdoor thing has more than just that. It's probably going to make you healthier if you don't crash into a tree.
There's also a level of exhaustion and or risk.
Yeah, so unfortunately, like Marvel Rivals might have a benefit of a brain break, and it might improve your reaction time and your problem-solving abilities, but it does make you sit, which generally is bad for you and stuff like that. I don't know. I thought I had those thoughts. I wondered if y'all had any follow-ups.
I think every person's going to have a different experience there. But I also think just because like I feel like I have a very different experience in like how I remember my play sessions. But I think tertiary to that, even if that is your experience where you're like, I don't feel like I had a story or I don't feel like I had a thing. I think you kind of hit it on the nail on the head in that. And I don't know if you like popcorn. I don't think you like popcorn.
I love popcorn.
I love popcorn.
But okay.
It's not good for me.
Perfect. This makes so much sense then, right? Popcorn is inherently a very wasteful, non-needed food.
Yes. It's
Right?
a nothing burger.
It's nothing,
Yeah.
but
Tastes good.
it's satisfying. It tastes good. In the moment, it's great. Like the butter probably doesn't make you feel always good afterwards, right? The things can get stuck in your teeth sometime and that can suck, right?
It's
a lot of inherent things that can be deemed negative about it. But it's tasty, it's satisfying, and it goes and you forget about it. Like you don't remember eating popcorn in a lot of ways. But if you go and you have a nice steak dinner somewhere and you have a full meal and you have this thing and you eat that, you usually remember things about it. That doesn't mean that you're going to stop and never eat popcorn or not have popcorn when you want to have popcorn. They
Yeah, but
satisfy different things.
The
you know?
big difference is when you are playing Marvel Rivals, that is the only thing you're doing. Right? that is
Fair.
all encompassing. So like when you're playing with friends, at least you're spending time with friends. So that's nice. Like that's a good, it's good for you in a way, right? And then like I said, that hour or 2 hours that you're playing, it can be a good brain thing. Like it can be good for you. But I feel like there's a limit. I feel like after 2 hours, it's just like solo 2 hours, you're just like throwing away.
There are a lot of good studies coming out nowadays about the relationship between things like different types of activities, especially in gaming, and how they have an effect on the mind. And there are benefits to different types of things, but hand-eye coordination and exercises in strategy and like team building and like team games where you have to work together to win have been noted to have really good effects on things like late life dementia and brain health, right? I'm not saying that they're not like that. Those things also exist for the other things you're talking about too.
I'm saying there are benefits to Marvel Rivals.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking that after 1 or 2 hours, they fall off. You know what I mean?
And that's something, you know what, I'll be entirely candid. I can't argue to that. You might be right. The fall off, there's no way I can. I don't know. I have no idea. That'd be an interesting study to do of like, do longer play sessions help? Do shorter play sessions help? You know, it could be similar to how like education and learning is on the brain, you know, like little bursts of
I can tell y'all right now. I can tell y'all right now, like science probably backed it and everything. If you play this game for stints at a time rather than just marathoning, it's a better experience, period.
Yeah. I think mentally for sure too.
It's just better for you.
I will say my play sessions on average, just from like, because I've been streaming 90% of them have largely been in stretches of exactly 2 hours.
Yeah. I mean, like you should probably do less, but yeah.
Yeah. And the times that I haven't done just 2 hours, I usually was with people playing it for over 2 hours. So like the people probably carried through some of the benefits, you know? So
yeah,
like,
for sure.
So like,
yeah,
I'm
like
also
you mean
probably not the person to ask because I probably fall into what you think might be healthier. So my experience has been really good from like an outlook health style in the game. And I might just fall into your study essentially of like,
I don't think I'll ever forget what was it? Shut her in the room. Put her in the room. Shut her in the room. Close her in the room. Put her in the room.
Put her in the room. Don't let her out.
Don't let her out. Put her in the room.
Don't let her
Don't
out.
let her
Put her in the room.
So for those of you that weren't watching, because actually I think we did it privately off stream.
It?
I don't think we streamed it. Eric
which
was
is so sad.
Eric was Gru. I was Iron Man. Not Iron Man. I was Bucky, and that was Rocket.
Rocket, yeah.
So being Gru, Eric gets to summon a bunch of walls. And so he kept going, put him in the room, and then he would put a wall up
because it was Penny Parker
at the door.
Yeah, Penny Parker kept standing in the side rooms everywhere.
Yeah.
Just lock her up, and then I wall him off, and the Penny would be useless.
Because she can't crit, she can't really do a lot of damage. She's just stuck behind this wall. She autos and tries to get around. Stupid. You're stupid. Put her in the room. Don't let her out.
Hilarious.
We need a hero like that, okay? Like if we ever make a video game that's got a hero shooter or whatever, I don't know. We need the hero that does that.
A guy that
says
builds
that.
walls and
He
says,
says,
"Put him in the room. Put him in the room."
Don't let him
Here's
out.
the thing I will say about Marvel Rivals that I absolutely adore. One of the reasons it's probably game of the year so far for me is that no other game has a hero that builds walls that is as fun as Groot does it.
Bro, can we talk about the fact that one, they have a character that builds walls and is so super interactive with its environment and the walls themselves, where, to the point where you can build platforms and stuff. They
feel
also
like
have
you're a tree.
You feel like you're a tree. One, two. Doctor Strange exists. Portals are insane.
Portals are insane.
Mm-hmm.
Like
and they didn't shy away from that.
The coding for that, I have no idea.
They didn't shy away from it.
It must have been a shit show.
And that's the thing that I just love about the developers. And like, I know you said they should hire. I think we talked about it, and you said they should hire somebody who speaks like better English or something.
Oh,
in
I was
post.
joking. I said
okay.
when I watched the developer like patch whatever, I don't know. I was like, I don't think they could have found worse English speakers to talk
yeah.
about the game because he was speaking English and it was subtitled and it was.
Oh yeah.
And not only that, but he
he
kept
did.
going.
Yeah.
The mouth feel of those words was very uncomfortable.
It was very bad. It was
But
unnerving.
I love how you can feel by the way they're talking about it in their developer videos of like
They're
these
passionate
developers
about this.
just want to make a fun hero game because they loved comics.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel that in what they're doing with the game. And a lot of times you don't feel that when you play a free to play game.
Anybody ever played Overwatch?
Yeah.
Yep.
Anybody?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
The reason why I've avoided this game reason why I avoided this game for as long as I did. I heard it and I was like, this game looks kind of fun from afar, but I'm not going to associate fun with these kinds of games because I've been taught through Overwatch these all suck, and they all will predatorily come after me in terms of my time. So fuck all of that. But then I start playing this game because somebody's birthday
just
comes
fun.
around and I
It's
get
just
forced
fun.
into it, and now I can't stop.
Eric, why would you do that with your birthday,
Fair.
Eric?
There. I see what we're doing on this tax day.
Yeah. So now I am a Wanda main.
Wanda?
I'm trying.
Wanda's dope.
Sick.
Yeah.
I
Which
will
is
say,
sick.
you ever wanna make a Spider-Man miserable?
Get a Wanda. You
Get
ever
a
want to make an
Wanda.
Iron Man sick? Get a Wanda. You ever want to make
Yeah.
a storm? Anybody who floats in the air, you want to go ahead and
Yeah.
make them sick to their stomachs? Just get a Wanda.
Yeah.
All you see is a little red orb that floats up from the team.
Yeah.
You're like, wait,
You're
what's
like,
that? And then
what's
all of a sudden,
Get her off me!
and I'm like, I need the suck.
Wait, she had something new, doesn't she? She now teams up with Doctor Strange.
With Doctor
She has
Strange.
a new Doctor Strange
Yeah,
team up.
So now you float up and you open up portals. You're like, hey man, I heard you got missiles. I got some of those too.
Yep.
I got a lot
she
of
shoots,
them.
She shoots missiles now,
Wow.
just in case you weren't miserable as a dive character. Yeah. You ever want to make somebody miserable?
You play
And
Witch.
you build this team up: Hulk, Namor, Scarlet Witch.
Strange.
Yeah, Strange would be good.
And then whatever you want to fill for heals.
Yeah, and then whatever you want to fill
Jeff.
for 2 healers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
Jeff.
Cloak and Dagger, honestly. Oh, wait, no, Jeff. You're right. You're
Jeff
right.
will
Jeff
make
for the
somebody
team
upset.
up. Yeah. Make somebody rage. Okay, so this is my theory, and I'll try and avoid Rebels from here on out because there's another
Okay.
game I want to talk about.
Ditto. I have some stuff.
So Jeff is a carry heel, right? Like I don't feel like his play style, the way like his heels. I've never seen a Jeff top heel charts. I've never seen a Jeff like pull off like crazy heel, support based plays, other than being able to grab an entire team and just like sling them across.
This is
off the
where
map.
it is important to remember that there are no healers in
Support.
Marvel Rivals. There are strategists.
Strategist, whatever. Okay,
Jeff is not a healer. He is a strategist. And
he's not a healer. Okay, yeah.
and the reason I say that, and the reason I think it's important, because a lot of people like
I fucking hate Jeff, dude.
a lot of people say go a healer,
And they go Jeff.
and they people think, oh, that you can go any of the strategists, but that's not entirely true. Jeff excels at taking away people's time,
Yeah.
and there is value to that.
I think he's best paired with Dive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because if
I would
he's with
agree.
him, he's so distracting.
exactly. You go with the dive and you keep the dive alive, and you cause more chaos. But even alone, if you watch like the top Jeff player, you'll see they're very rarely healing.
Yeah, they're almost
What-
always doing something to kind of like pull the attention away
They're
from what's actually
pulling
going
Doesn't
on.
wait? Think
attention.
about it. Doesn't his bubble give you a speed boost, not
It
just
does.
heals?
Yeah.
It does.
So like, imagine if
it gives a movement speed and heals.
if the three of us went like the new team up is Bucky, Captain,
Captain America,
and Jeff. Captain launches in there. Now Bucky's allowed to launch in there. Jeff
would
is
hate
already
us.
there. You know, being nuts, being crazy, swimming on walls. Everyone's
Swimming on
confused
walls.
and annoyed because Jeff is trying to kill them in the back line and he can't, but they can't kill him. Then Captain and Bucky show up and they're like, yeah, everybody dies. And Jeff's
I
like,
feel like-
whoa, go faster.
And then for the other ones, you just put a Groot, a Rocket,
Yeah.
and
It's just like consistent. Put them in a room.
Don't
Don't
let
let
'em
them
out.
out.
miserable. But that is the example of a team that excels in every character controlling space or time,
Yeah.
because that's really what you're trying to do. Is Groot is walling people off so less people can get to the point. We are taking like annoying the healers and forcing them to have to pay attention to us instead of being able to heal the people that Groot,
they need to
Rocket,
be
and the other
healing.
DPS are doing.
Yeah.
Right. And those types of things, Jeff isn't a healer. He isn't a support. He's a strategist.
Dude, he's a perfect shark in that scenario because if we're on comms, Jeff finds where to dive. Like, especially if
Yeah.
there's a straggler or someone going off, like he's like, guys, I found somebody, because he's constantly able to go shift and fly, basically.
You can go everywhere. You can get everywhere in the map. And remember, when he's underground, he's healing himself.
Seriously? I didn't.
So
Yeah.
he's near
He's
unkillable,
near unkillable.
underground.
Yeah. Yeah.
No
Unless
wonder.
you're a witch.
I've tried.
Unless you're a witch. Yeah.
Unless you're witch. Which is actually the pseudo counter to
She's such a freaking
Now,
contingency plan, man.
I will say,
I love her.
I don't mind being the Jeff, because guess what? I got his pink dolphin onesie last
Bro,
season.
I want his
So-
I thought about
snowsuit
getting
so
that. I
bad.
thought about getting that.
I want his snowsuit so bad.
His snowsuit is pretty dope.
It's so cute.
It is
Oh.
very cute.
Anyway.
He's an adorable character.
Anyway, we love Rivals over here,
We
obviously.
do.
Obviously.
We're fans.
We should
So-
probably play on stream at some point in time.
Yeah. Well, we have. We definitely are.
We
now
we have?
I thought so.
I think probably, maybe, I don't know.
But either way, we're starting. We're at the same rank now, so now we can actually all do
You're
ranked on our
bronze?
mains together. No, I started at silver, but
Oh,
that doesn't matter.
thanks. Thanks.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah, that burns. Thanks.
Oh my gosh.
I'm playing at at least a silver level. It's fine. It's fine.
Now,
So
I will let y'all know ahead of time, because I developed this ethos, if you will, when I was playing Apex Legends. I will only play ranked.
That's fair.
There's like
yeah,
no
Yeah.
reason not to. Until
There's really no reason not
quick
to.
play.
Yeah.
The only reason to play quick play is if you're.
Get to use the character.
I do one quick play to warm up.
Nope. You go to practice
But-
range to warm up. You need a warm up.
I do
Dude,
that
it's
too. I do
terrible.
both. I do both.
I don't think practice range is a good place to warm up. For
Oh,
me
it's great.
personally.
It's
For me
great.
personally.
You have to set up the little things correctly. But I do practice range and I do quick play, not to warm up, but to try out a new character every time to get more and more knowledge about the different characters in a non-ranked setting of like weird characters that I know I'm not going to be good at. That gives me one game a day essentially of a new character that I've like never played. So I'll like try Black Panther. I'll try like just weird characters that I would never try in ranked or don't even think I'd like to play. Which is what I use that quick play for.
Absolute nuisance.
But yeah, after that I essentially just play ranked.
Yeah, I'm down with that though.
Yeah.
Until I
Guys.
get to like diamond, whatever's above gold, I will go
Diamond.
straight into ranked with no warm up.
No,
nothing.
sorry. After gold is platinum, then you have
Platinum.
diamond.
Absolutely.
Maybe
not.
platinum. Probably.
I just need to hit gold so I can get the skins. That's it.
True.
Yeah.
Screw everything else.
FPS monster boredom in his back.
Dude, it's so true. Anthony's actually cracked.
Yeah,
Sorry.
he's really good at FPS.
Anyway, guys,
So,
other games exist.
yes. So there are 3 games that not 3. There are 4 games that are on my list that I want to play on stream
Okay.
that I want to do. and some of them are definitely for the 4K experience. But I want to finally do Stalker 2, Heart of
Okay.
Chernobyl.
Stupid.
I want to do the new Space Marine 2 because I haven't done it yet.
Better.
And I want to get Black Myth Wukong in. 'cause I
Even
haven't
better.
done it yet. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I want to play through Remnant 1 and 2 because I've never played them.
All back to stupid.
What? Nat, you would love Remnant.
I would love Remnant. You're
It's Destiny, but better.
Did you just say it's Destiny but better? If anything is Destiny but better, it's Star Citizen. Okay.
It's true.
No, Star Citizen isn't a looter shooter, though.
Yes, it is.
It's not even the same genre as Destiny.
My God, literally, the contested zones are looter shooter.
Does it have magic?
No, not in the same way. Like,
Does
you
it have-
can't go and do a raid boss in Star Citizen.
Does it have
Yes,
magic?
you
It's a
can.
giant tentacle monster.
Does it-
There is literally a tentacle monster, and there are literally NPC raid bosses.
Is there a lore completely based around a species of crustacean-like creatures who have learned
That's
to
going
actually
deep.
exist
He's gone to the light.
based on a logic that in order to continue to grow and to improve, you have to destroy, and therefore you actually create a complete subculture of wartime where you consistently consume worlds, and that's the entire reason why your race continues to exist with these worms that consistently need the entropy of things to continue to exist. And if they don't get the entropy, they actually haul you up and you become a husk. Do they have that?
Soon, TM.
TM, soon TM. But I want to play those games. But actually, the game that I've played the most this week with all of the groups of people
I felt
is
good. Go ahead.
probably the most approachable, best group board game that has come out in a long time.
Group board game. Okay.
So I kickstarted this game kind of on a whim, and it's a game that was developed in Japan, and they shipped it over. You can't actually get it in America right now unless you go through eBay.
America.
And it is called Rapid Dungeon.
Rapid Dungeon.
Rapid Dungeon.
Sounds very familiar.
This thing, so I'll open it a little bit because it's really interesting. So this game
Is it
can
in
be
4K?
played in like 5 minutes.
No, absolutely not.
Not in 4K. This game can be played in 5 minutes, or you can play it in like 20 minutes. You can vary the length of time. So you essentially hand out the deck and you deal out as many cards as you want. And each of these cards have like different symbols. So like a little chest,
Treasure
or
chest.
a key,
Yeah.
or little characters
Damsel in
and
distress
stuff
or
like
whatever
that.
bullshit. Yeah.
And each of these give different little point values.
Diamonds. Okay.
So everybody flips them up. And then what you have to do is everybody has a little character puck. Right? And your character
that's
puck
cute.
has two different sides.
Cute.
And to get the cards, you have to throw the puck onto the card. And everybody's doing this at the exact same time. And that's the game. That's the game. It is so simple. It is super easy. You can play it
gonna
in
throw-
5 minutes.
You're gonna throw a
and-
punk at somebody. I can feel it.
Yep.
Somebody's
You
gonna
can-
get real
you
mad.
can
and
hit
just be
other
like,
people's
you know what?
pucks out of the air. Me and my sister were playing the other day, and I knew she was trying to get a unicorn card for the extra points. And I saw the unicorn, and I saw her about to throw a puck, and I hit her puck out of midair with my puck.
Mid-air bomb. God dog. God dang.
And then I won the round because I'm awesome, and she didn't get the unicorn. So it is a load of fun. It is so simple, but I have so far every single game group that I brought it to, it has been the star of the show. Everybody is.
Is
like,
it better
this is
than what is it? What's that fish game that we played?
the fish game? I think so, but I also don't think that fish game.
Eric
is
does
for
not
me.
like that game.
I
Yeah,
love
I'm
that
not
game.
I'm not a fan of that game.
As you
Happy
may have
Salmon,
noticed from the
Happy
video.
Salmon.
Happy Salmon. Yeah.
It's not that it's terrible. I'll play it. I'll always play it. But I would never choose that game. It's not my style.
That shit slaps. But okay, I got you.
I like.
I'll also throw a puck at somebody. That's fine too.
Yeah. I like things with this a little bit more like gameplay elements to them.
You got any more games there, Eric?
Oh, I have gotten like 7 or 8 Kickstarter board games in that I am excited to play.
Sweet baby Jesus, that's a
And
lot.
I haven't been able to play them yet just because of thing. But we have a trip next week, and I'm gonna bring some of them, and hopefully I'll get somebody will be mad enough to play them with me.
Sick.
But yeah,
Anthony?
I do have a ton that came in.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. You got any other games on the on your docket that you're trying to play or no?
Me or Anthony?
Eric, you.
Oh,
Because I know
No,
you
those
said
are the-
some things were on sale.
oh, so the things that are on sale: Stalker 2,
Yeah.
Warhammer Space Marine 2.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
both on sale right now. Additionally, the Remnant games have some sales, but not every game is on sale for the
Gotcha.
Remnant series.
Okay.
So I'll probably buy them at the cheapest they've been. They're all new games, so this is like their first time going on sale. But
Super sick.
yeah, the Stalker 2 reviews were very interesting. Longtime fans of the series hated it. Anybody who played it fresh loved it. And so it's sitting at very positive right now, or mostly very positive right now.
Okay.
And the only negative reviews are like either they're having bug issues, which there are some bugs apparently, but the other one is they played the originals and they don't think 2 is as good as the original. But every single person that was like, it's my first time playing a Stalker series, they were like, this is amazing. This is the best game I've played in a long time.
Sick.
Time out.
Mm.
I just confirmed. Nat, at one point, Eric had said maybe we should play Space Marine 2 3-player
Yep.
co-op.
Yep.
I'd be down, dude.
I'd play that.
I'd be down.
So we
Alrighty,
could
the
have
Co-op is supposed to be amazing.
we could have a game night.
Bravo.
Dude, I'm down. Easy.
Yes. Good.
Okay, so I'll buy it now,
Good.
Very good.
and
Tell
then we
me
just need to
when.
schedule a game night.
Very
We shall have
good.
to schedule the game. Anthony, now that
The
you have brought it
game
up, what
night.
games are you playing?
You know, so I played this game called Marvel Rivals.
Yep. And
Oh,
so
wait, we talked about that,
played
right,
You
yeah.
played this character. It's
Right.
new. She's called Emma Frost, and she's dummy thick.
Right.
Thick.
You know, this past week I actually only played one other game,
Oh.
very briefly, but
Mm.
also very much amazingly. Okay, I played Formula One,
Yep.
right? Because
Is it the one you played last time? Right?
yeah, because this
Yeah, yeah.
weekend was so last weekend was Japanese Grand Prix, most boring race you'd ever watch.
Yep.
Mm.
This weekend was the opposite, and it was in Bahrain. Bahrain is an incredible racetrack that is in literally a prince's backyard. Okay,
Oh, cool.
Where,
Guys,
where in the world is it?
It's
Where's
giving
it's in
Mario
Bahrain.
Kart.
Where is that? I don't know if I know where Bahrain
in the Middle East.
is.
It's giving
Oh.
It's giving Mario Kart for sure.
Could
What? Why was
you,
that so funny?
Could you
No,
imagine
I'm laughing at-
F1 drivers like throwing like plush turtle shells at each other as they're racing? Wouldn't that be like the greatest thing ever?
It's a country in the Persian Gulf.
Persian Gulf. So Persian.
It's
in Persian.
officially the
Ah.
Kingdom of Bahrain. Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
If y'all ever want to go to see a Formula One race, this is the cheapest one you can go to because he's literally subsidizing it to get people to come and see how
Oh,
awesome his
sick.
place is. Because it is
Yeah,
awesome.
he's trying to flex on
that's
people.
pretty dope.
Okay.
It is.
okay,
It is.
okay.
It looks awesome. It's pretty dang cool.
Okay.
And it's like stupid cheap. Literally, it's cheaper than Nat. You could go to Bahrain and watch a Formula One race, probably cheaper than you could go to Austin. And I know you could drive there and
Yeah.
watch the race in Austin.
it's a dry
Damn.
county.
Damn.
Oh,
but
that-
it is a
that-
dry
it is a-
county.
It's apparently a dry county.
Yo.
So there's that.
About that.
Yeah, no.
Mhm,
But
mhm.
okay, so I was playing the game. I started on the controller. I wanted to get a little bit of a feel for the game or for the track, and also I was really lazy. I didn't want to pull out my sim
the
rig.
wheel,
And
you
I
didn't wanna
I even
pull the
hesitate to
wheel on
call it a sim rig because it's just a wheel and pedals, and then I put a freaking chair in front of it. It's a bit jank.
I mean,
Okay.
that's halfway to a
That's
sim
kind of
rig.
halfway to a sim rig. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, but so I I'm going, and man, I had the most fun I've ever had trying to get that track down. Because let me try to explain. Okay, so what was crazy was on the controller, you can feel when you're losing traction and you're starting to slip and slide, whether you're braking or you're accelerating. Because the trigger, like the haptics on, surprisingly, the Xbox controller were good enough.
Does the Xbox controller have haptics?
Yeah.
It has haptics. It doesn't have the trigger adaptiveness.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, it
Never
doesn't
mind.
have
Continue,
adaptive
continue.
triggers, but it does have
But
haptics.
it felt like it had adaptive triggers when it perfectly vibrated, and I felt the like brakes not working
Respond.
properly.
Yeah.
And that was amazing. And then that helped me be fast. Then when I switched to my pedals and steering wheel, now steering is easy because you have a giant freaking wheel. But suddenly braking, the only feedback you get is hearing it. Right? You hear the screeching of your tires. And dude, I kept spinning off. And this track was so much more complicated than most because what's interesting in Formula One, you'll slam on the brakes if you're on a straight, but then you have to let off because you lose downforce. So you'll start to slip because you're just going slow. But there was also places where you were going so slow around a turn or whatever that you couldn't slam on the gas. You had to
flutter it.
time it. Like you wanted to keep going down until you got to full throttle, but you had to like try to get the best timing down there, and it's crazy. And then I was actually talking to my father-in-law about it because he's he's driven a Formula One car. And he was talking about how in some cases you actually have to brake and go on the gas at the exact same time. And I was like, oh my God, of course you do.
Have you seen that video? There's like a video that exists somewhere, and it got really popular a while ago especially when I went to Las Vegas. They saw that like all the F1, so I got like some shorts about it. But it was a video of just an F1 driver's feet. And the amount of like back and forth. So they don't just use both feet. It's like really hard to explain. And Anthony, maybe you know it better, but like they use both parts of the feet for separate pedals and they switch it. So sometimes they'll have the brake and the clutch, and they'll actually switch where like the left foot is doing both the clutch and the brake. And then other times they'll do the clutch and the gas with their right foot.
They're shuffling
back and
with feet.
forth.
Yeah.
And they shuffle back and forth and do all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yes. So unfortunately, Formula One and many other high-end motorsports are so fast, you can't clutch anymore. It's just the paddle shifting.
Oh, so that's probably an older car then.
Yes.
Like an older
And so I was actually talking to my uncle about this because he was talking about all the new Porsches having paddle shifters and stuff like that. And I was telling him, I was like, dude, if I ever get a car for like just driving around for fun, a sports car, you know, I'm going to get an old style stick shift with a clutch. Because
Do you know how to drive stick?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just so satisfying too. When you're like one with the car and you're timing things and you shift it so fast that it doesn't even use the flywheel. Like it feels really good and satisfying. But if you're racing, you have to use these paddle shifters because you got to go fast. You know, just got to go fast. But with the clutch, you're talking about, you put your heel on the clutch, for instance, and then your toes on the brake, or vice versa. You put your toes on the clutch and your heel on the brake, because yes, you do have to do both at the same time.
Yeah.
And it
they
is
like
not
go
easy.
back and forth. And sometimes they do like, they do it interesting because like they have to like pump the brakes sometimes or like stagger press. And it's like crazy. Watching it is insane.
It's even crazier if you're driving a 911 Porsche because they have the engine in the back, which puts your
weight
going
at the back.
fast.
And if you lose traction like at all, you're basically done. Yeah. And in there, you're very much having to potentially do like the 3-pedal driving, where you're like using all 3 at the exact same time, which is kind of mind-bending.
That just reminds me. So my mom got the, because she's always been a truck girl. She got the
Bronco truck.
Ford Bronco truck, the Raptor edition. And so I
It's
drove
not
it
a real
home.
Bronco. It's
Yeah,
a
no,
tr-
yeah, I
it's
know,
a it's a
I know.
The
pickup
truck
truck.
on a Bronco frame.
Yeah.
And or I guess the Bronco is technically on a truck frame, but you know what I mean. Everybody knows the Bronco.
Under the hood, it's a Bronco.
Yes.
Under the skin, under the shell, whatever you want to call it.
But then it's the Raptor kit, which is like the Mac Daddy Sport
Off-roading.
edition, off-road, all kinds of crazy things. So one of the things it has, and tech is just crazy now for cars, but it can do all of the automatic shifting, but you can intersperse paddle shifting along with it. So I got to drive it last night, and I was able to like paddle shift on turns, and it would go back and forth between like automatic with my overridden shifting for like tighter
Yeah.
turns. It's crazy. It's just crazy how that tech's going.
I wonder if that happened first in video games, because in a video game you have the option of manual, semi-manual, or automatic, and semi-manual does that, where it's like you can shift, but we got you. Like when you mess up, we'll fix it.
We'll make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably. I wouldn't be surprised.
But yeah, dude, the Formula One game made me want a real sim rig, because for the first time I was like really getting
so
into it.
surprised
you
that
haven't
you don't
gotten
already have one.
a sim rig.
Well, I've always
Because
wanted
you-
one. It's just
you
it's a
are
big,
the
it's a
target
lot of work.
audience, man.
You are
yeah,
the very
but
much
you
the
would
target
you would
audience.
love it so much.
You have a
That's your
basement.
jam. You
You have a basement.
look,
You have
audience.
all that space.
Anthony has been playing and enjoying awesome racing games for his whole life, and would die to have a sim rig. And why he doesn't have one, I don't know.
He wishes to torture himself.
Yes.
Yeah,
Just get a sim
maybe,
rig.
maybe my wife will build me one, and then I'll just become the next Max Verstappen. He's by the way, I don't know if he was the world champ, but he's like one of the best Formula One drivers, and also esports drivers at the same time.
Yep.
Really cool thing.
I'm aware of his story.
Red Bull took like the world champ in like the Grand Prix for esports racing, and put him through the paces of like different cars going up and up and up until eventually Formula One, and he constantly like overperformed, surprised them every step of the way. The only thing that he has to work on is his neck.
Because he's not used to the G's, bro.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He has to train his neck. Like
You can train all you want in like a sim rig, but you can't. There's a certain amount of physics that you cannot simulate unless you're in like a space lab.
there's nothing like
that.
turning and having 100 to 150 pounds of your head trying
Whipping
to come off that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your body
Oh,
wants to
man.
go somewhere else, man. I'm just saying. Yeah.
That was the craziest thing about the Japanese Grand Prix. There's these like S's of turns,
Yeah.
and then at the end of
Switchbacks.
them, there's just a really big long turn for like 20 seconds, and it's constantly 5.5 G's.
Wow.
So constant neck that way. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Dude, you should have heard the comms. It was hilarious. Like some of them were so like not angry, but it was like
bullshit.
why didn't you tell me that before? Like they were not they were
weren't
not
ready.
as kind
Ready.
to
The pit.
their
They
pit
were
crew
fit.
as normal.
Yeah. That's funny.
Not surprised.
Yeah, but I think that's all I played. How about you, Nat? Did you play Marvel Rivals? And
I played Marvel Rivals, and then on my docket right now is South of Midnight.
South of Midnight. What is that?
Yeah. So it's a game that I saw coming up. Very interesting art style. Get out of here, you bastard!
Get him. Oh, that's on me.
Kill him dead.
South of
You done.
Midnight. Oh, this is
You
like
done,
a
son.
It's a single player story-based game. In fact,
adventure.
yeah.
kind of has like a Fable feel to it.
Very much a Fable vibe, but like it's very much
Like a dark Fable.
dark kind of like almost eldritch swamp story kind of vibe.
Interesting. Yeah, I see that.
So I'm excited to play it because like a lot of people were upset about it, but I was like, you know what? there's a lot of people who say a lot of things about these kinds of games, and like they just get no traction. And I haven't seen a game that looks this, I don't know, rooted in a very black story in a very long time.
Yeah.
So I have to give it a shot.
Yeah,
So
for sure. It's got like the little stitched up guy. That looks cool.
What was
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
What was that? There's a, my God, there was a movie with a stitched up dude.
The
9?
Nightmare Before
Familiar?
Christmas.
Is it 9? Is it 9?
Oh, 9. Yeah, probably the 9.
it's probably 9.
Yeah, 9. 9 was.
But
good.
but I don't know how scary it's actually going to be, so we'll see.
I think it doesn't look scary. It looks.
It just
more...
looks creative. I don't know.
Well, it looks more like it's gonna have a Nightmare Before Christmas type
kind
of
of vibe. I see.
where
I
it's
see.
like Tim Burton type of
Yeah,
vibe,
yeah.
rather than like fear,
Yeah.
you know, or horror.
Hey,
It looks like
honestly-
it's just weird, unsettling,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. But I'm looking forward to like seeing if it's like actually worth its snuff. If it's not, I'm okay with giving the money that I did to the producers because I know that it's been getting a lot of flack apparently.
Yeah, it looks like it has pretty good reviews, honestly.
Yeah. So we're gonna give this one a shot. I don't really have anything else on the docket as of right now. So
What else is Compulsion
it.
Game? Oh, Compulsion Games also did Avowed,
that explains a lot actually.
which released recently. They released a lot of stuff recently. They did. Oh, this is the same company that did Microsoft
Who's
Flight
Justin?
Simulator 2024.
That's
what?
loud,
Anthony.
holy buddy.
Oh, y'all can hear that?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's weird because I can't because I muted the tab.
Oh, we can still hear it.
Holy moly.
You can still hear it right now?
Yes, it's
Still
so
hear
loud.
it right now. Yes.
I muted. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know why the first one didn't. This is the second video I played.
That was rough.
It's not on the stream.
hurt. That hurt.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Oh yeah, it wouldn't be on the stream because it comes through on the
The app for you guys.
yeah.
Yeah.
VOD Ninja actually has a separate input. That
Oh yeah,
is the
Ash. If
browser
you want to
window.
watch it, you have to watch my stream.
That's true. That's true. I don't auto switch for it yet. I have not done due diligence of creating a
Screen
Twitch
share option.
screen share thing.
Yeah. So if y'all want the real behind the scenes, go to twitch.tv/Boardaman.
Boardaman.
Oh, she's watching it also.
I'll
That's
do
funny.
it.
That's funny.
Y'all are the only ones suffering. So
Well,
sorry.
yeah, it looks,
I actually
pretty
okay.
interesting.
So I like the art style.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I do too. It's got a very
It's giving
see-
Psychonauts almost. Like a grown up Psychonauts.
Yeah, I also think that here's the thing. It's beautiful and stylized. And stylized doesn't have to be like have high fidelity to look good and to be expressive and detailed, right?
Mhm.
If you keep a consistent style and then keep adding layers onto that style to make it more interesting, you can make something that's very pretty, detailed, like intricate, that isn't high fidelity.
Mm. Hard chef.
And this
I
does a
dig it.
great job of that, in my opinion. Just like No Rest for the Wicked does a great job for that. Not
Yeah.
No Rest for the Wicked. Is it No Rest for the
It's
Wicked?
no
It
rest
is.
for the wicked.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's my that's the thing I'm looking out for, honestly. That's all I got, honest. I haven't really seen anything come down the pipeline that was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, I think I talked a little bit last time about my like up and comings. There aren't any new
Oh, you know
ones
what?
that I've seen.
There's an old game that Ash and I are gonna play, but we're waiting for it to go on summer sale because I know it will, and SteamDB says it will. Raft. We never played Raft.
Ooh.
Raft. Oh,
Survival
yeah.
games, man.
Raft is fun.
Also, Ash, what is that new game that that the three of us need to play? That eventually someday we're gonna go through a suffering of games. What the first one was Chained Together.
Fuck that.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. One of these
Together.
days, the three of us need to play Chained Together.
Absolutely not.
The Boulder one, yes. What is the name of the Boulder
The
game?
Boulder one.
The Boulder one.
Yes, there is a new game that Ash was like, y'all have to play this. You must.
We
She's
must.
probably trying to find
What
it
was
now.
the one we talked about?
chain
while
together?
We were playing Marvel Rivals. Remember we talked about doing a game?
The new one is Sisyphus.
Sisyphus.
Oh, Sisyphus. Yeah, I've seen this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sisyphus.
Oh no! Is this
It's
like the
another.
ro-
It's another Fadian. Oh, not this Sisyphus, Anthony.
This is the wrong
This
one?
isn't- Yeah, this is the wrong one. It's called Pushing It with Sisyphus.
Co-op.
Sisyphus?
I see.
Pushing it together. No.
Oh
No.
my god. Oh, you can
No.
slap each other off.
No.
It's a Fadian game where you have to push the rock up the hill.
I want to die.
Yeah.
Yeah, so get Taphaven.
I will pay you
Twitch.tv.
all individually to play it.
I was gonna say get Taphaven to 50 followers. Get us to what is it?
Oh yeah,
Affiliate on Twitch.
Affiliate on
Oh
Twitch.
my god, hell no. Oh my god, no.
Speaking of things, because I talked to Anthony about it, but I don't think we talked to Nat about it. You know what is doing an update soon that will that I'm definitely gonna play, and I imagine y'all will
Oh
as well.
my god, no.
He's getting secondhand anxiety from just
No,
watching this
oh
trailer.
god. The rubber band ball. Don't let it keep going. Well, go ahead, Eric. I'm sorry.
So, we have on April 28th, when I'm back from my trip next week, we have V Rising Invaders of Oakvale.
What?
The next big patch / pseudo small expansion to V Rising is coming out.
They're actually doing an expansion. Is it adding story content?
It's free. It's totally free. It's adding a whole new area with all new bosses.
Oh
Anthony!
my god, Anthony.
It's so loud.
Guys, I'm so sorry.
Oh,
Can y'all mute it? Can we mute it in the thing?
no.
Why is it doing this? It's off, right?
It's off now.
Yeah, now it's off.
Oh,
But yes,
man.
The Invaders of Oakvale is coming out. We all really loved V Rising and want more of it. So I am definitely going to try out the new area for sure and do more castle building nonsense.
All right, what's this about?
Yeah, so what's new, Eric? Do you remember?
So we are getting a new area, the Oakville Woodlands, which is supposed to, from what it looks like, it's going to be huge, like the size of like 2 or 3 of the old areas. It's going to add castle, arena, and duels, so you can actually build arenas in your castle now. It's going to give you 3 new weapons and 7 new spells.
Jesus
They're changing the entire blood type system. Almost no blood type will work the same as it did before. They're rehashing all of it to make it more interesting and more interactive. They're improving the combat mechanics, so they're changing a lot of the interactions of the spells to be a little bit more fluid and a little bit less gimmicky in some cases, from what I've heard, but I don't look too much into it. They're also adding a bunch of new castle features and cosmetics that have to do with the new area, and
2 weeks from today.
a bunch of other things. So.
Okay.
And it's free?
Yeah. It's free. It's free. We don't even have to pay for it. We already.
Hell
own
yeah.
this.
Why
It is
are
just-
they an example of being too good to your consumer and then not
Yeah.
getting the benefits of
Who would've
people
thunk it?
liking it?
Who
Yeah.
would have thunk it?
Yeah, the V Rising is just a great game. I love Stunlock Studios. I've been playing their games since high school. So
If you want to support them with the free content, buy the Eternal Dominance pack.
Eternal
They have really cool cosmetic packs in this game. Like one that makes
They
it
do.
very Castlevania,
Mm-hmm.
right?
yeah, and it's all about just making your castle look cool.
Yeah, Ash, when we inevitably start playing V Rising again, we are hosting our own server.
Yeah.
So we don't
yeah.
lose our PvE server again.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
That was a lot of maintenance, trying to constantly log in and kill a few animals and then put the blood back in.
the worst.
Yeah, I think with like if you're doing you got to do one for fun self-hosted easy nice server or a permanent PvE server because they do have some permanent PvE servers that you can kind of just chill on.
We were on a PvE server, but
But you still have to do the blood.
have to do the blood.
Yeah. But
So-
you can self-host, do all that. But then you do having a nice PvP server is also really fun. But
All
but
right.
yeah, I am definitely going to try that out again at the end of this month. That's the soonest game I'm looking forward to.
It's exactly
And then,
2
of
weeks.
course, yeah, exactly 2 weeks. Then I think after that, the next thing I'm looking forward to is Dune Awakening, which I think comes out in May 20th, which is going to be a pseudo MMO Dune game.
I have heard a lot of people excited about this game.
I am excited. There are things that look
Promising.
promising to it. But there just isn't a lot of the playthroughs that I've seen are very short and sweet and kind of focus a lot on the good. So, I'm taking it with a grain of salt. I'm not getting my hopes too far up, but visually it looks stunning. The trailer looks great. The graphics are amazing. The Dune world looks really well realized. If you like Dune, the equipment feels very Destiny-esque, which could be good, could be bad. Destiny had a good equipment system. They just kind of like destroyed it with the pinata stuff, in my opinion. But I feel like if you do it right, it can be really good and not
Okay, so
pay to win. So
there's only one game that I've ever played that came after a movie or book series and was good. And it was preceded by an immense number of bad games for the same frickin' universe. And that was Hogwarts.
Hogwarts Legacy is, yeah.
But because of that, when I hear, oh, there's a new game and it's based off of this movie/book, I'm like, okay,
You're
well, that's gonna
hesitant.
suck.
It could. I am not
Could
holding.
very much suck.
Again, I am holding my expectations pretty low. It looks promising. I'm definitely going to try it out, but
Dude,
I'm excited to try it out. But
word of advice.
I'm not having no expectations.
If you ever make a game and you're gonna do this, you don't call it The Thing. You don't call it Harry Potter. You don't call it Dune. You call it The Awakening, right? And then 2 weeks after it's released, when people that play know, and it's become super popular and amazing, then you tell everyone, actually, yeah, it's Dune, The Awakening. Like, oh, and everyone's like, whoa! Like, they actually played your game.
Well,
Stakeholders are stakeholders.
One good thing is that this company has done really well touted MMOs, and they have a lot of experience doing large multiplayer things. They have some good games under their belt, so
We'll
they
see.
have the chops to execute. We got to see if they do.
Funcom.
Yeah, they're the ones that did like Secret World and Secret World Legends. They did the Conan online, the MMOs.
They've done a bunch of games I have never heard of or played.
You didn't do like the Conan MMO or like Conan Exiles
Nope.
or Unchained.
Also, the name of the company is Funcom. Fun commercialized. Bro, could you
Yeah.
be more dystopian?
I
Or
think
fun
it's,
company.
Yeah, I think it's less that and more fun.com type of deal.
Mhm.
I think you're just salty, my friend. It's okay.
I'm just saying. Like,
You're just salty. It's okay.
I know they suck now, but Blizzard, that was a cool name. It w-
It was a Blizzard was a great name, to be fair. I agree. But yeah, I am looking forward to it one way or the other. If anything, it looks gorgeous, so it'll be a cinematic game at the very minimum, but I'm excited to try it out for sure.
Feels like fan fiction that eventually gets published after changing all the names. The Dune? Probably talking about the Dune.
The Dune.
Le Dune.
Mhm.
Le Dune. I think there's another game that was also coming out in May, but I can't remember what it is.
Hmm.
So,
I don't know, man.
but yeah.
I hope it's good. I'm still very curious about
Yeah.
one game that I think you've played, but
Which one?
what's his name? Thor's always playing it.
Oh, Ashes of Creation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one. I've played it. I've done a bunch of other play sessions. It's kind of been one of my off stream games that if it's one of the days that the alpha is open, I'll jump in it and play it. It's gorgeous. It's fun. The world's really cool. The combat and healing is by far some of the best that we've seen in MMOs. I am hoping that they keep increasing the depth of healing because obviously right now they don't have a lot of the larger raids and dungeons and things like that that they're hopefully going to have on release. And so the complexity of healing isn't to something like World of Warcraft yet, but that's okay. The individual pieces are already super fun, even at lower level stuff. So if they just make more intricate decisions and mechanics around that, it'll be there. But I will say, outside of the healing, the combat mechanics are the best that has ever been done in an MMO from a feels perspective, from playing the alpha. I've tried a few different characters, and every single one of them, the combat is just fun. The combos and stuff is so cool to execute. Having to execute different combos to do different things is really nice with other people. There are things that I am pseudo worried about from design perspectives, but not because they're bad design, but because of how tentative I am with the PvP first open world mentality. You kind of really have to do that well. And I don't think any game yet has executed it well. And I think like Star Citizen and Ashes of Creation are really going to be the first two that have the capability to execute it well.
Mhm.
And I'm hoping they land on their feet and do that job well. I think it's going to be tricky and it's going to be hard and there's going to be a lot of problems they have to solve with it. So that is a concern that I have with the game.
Yeah, so it looks
But
like May 1st is when phase 3 players can play.
yep.
And you know, unlike Star Citizen, which costs only $45, you only have to pay $100 for Alpha 2 of this game, which will have a monthly subscription of $15. Star Citizen will not have a monthly subscription.
That is 100% fair.
So, I mean, like I said, I'm looking forward to Ashes of Creation as a game. I just think it's hilarious when people give, you know, crap to Star Citizen and it only costs like $45, and this game's
No, that's entirely
$100,
fair.
$110, $120 to get access to it, and then $15 a month after that. Like,
Yeah. You know my view on it. I hate both of them for it. So, this one is worse. But I agree that part's annoying, terrible. But the gameplay itself is very good. So it kind of is what it is.
I don't know,
Definitely
like, I
watch
think
it. You can now see live streams of it. So now you can see what your what your money's going towards if you do choose to buy into the Alpha 3.
like personally, I think a game like this and Star Citizen can have a similar financial model, right? Where it's like you have a low cost of entry. And then people could like pay for bases, right? Like they could pay for a house. That's incredible. Like in Star Citizen, you can pay for a ship. That's incredible. But at the same time, you could buy that house in game. You could buy that ship in game. You could craft that house or craft that ship. Like I just think that's a very good pricing, like just way to make money off of a game and also have a low barrier of entry at the same time.
Yeah, I think this game is just battling the fact that it didn't have like what was it called?
Jesus
Let's
Christ.
see.
Did that make sound too?
Yep.
Yeah. Yep, it did.
Y'all can't like right click and mute it?
I can mute it, but I don't know if it saves it when you change it.
Hmm.
But yeah, I agree. Again, monetization is weird, and everybody's gonna have totally different opinions on what it is. I think honestly, like there monetization was weird. I don't support 90% of the monetization models that exist, and my cries of anguish will probably not be heard by the gaming market as a whole. But I think for these types of games, especially, you have to look at the cost, and then luckily now, I think the thing that's crazy was backing either one of these as a Kickstarter type of thing, right?
I see nothing wrong with that.
But the
Because-
problem is that they were like they were lofty goals that were near unattainable. Now
That's okay.
Now you can look and see, people can play this. People can see, oh, if I want to put money towards this, this is what I'm getting.
Yeah, but
And
the
they
thing
they have an
is,
expectation set.
if I wanted to do this game or Star Citizen, it won't exist without a Kickstarter because I don't have $100 million to spend several years with a huge team getting paid their livelihood
Fair.
to do it. And so
Look,
I think Kickstarter is okay. And
That's
the
entirely fair. And I think for the people that invest in Kickstarter healthily with the right mindset, it's fine. I'm not saying that. I am just saying both of these games, both of them, touted a release date of a V1 production ready thing well before now.
yeah,
And I'm not saying that Kickstarter inherently is bad. I'm not saying that like donating to them is bad. All that I am getting at is that you did not get an accurate understanding of what you were putting money towards in those Kickstarters. And it was hard to do that as a Kickstarter and get funded. And both of them, in my opinion, were very misleading
I'm
in
not
how their thing was going to progress.
I'm not sure about Ashes of Creation, but I don't think you can include Star Citizen in that because they
100%.
listen. Star Citizen polled their backers and asked them to decide whether or not they were going to make like Star Citizen and make the timeline go way up. And the backers chose, this is what we want. Take your time, make the amazing game. That's what the people chose, not
Did they give
not
the
the company.
people? Did they give the people an option to get their money back
Yes.
with that decision?
You still have an option to get your money back. You
Okay.
will always be able to get your money back.
That's the only thing. If that's the case, that's
Yeah.
entirely fine. That's much better. However, if like it has to be an easy way to get your money back, because there are plenty of people who invested in that and probably won't see the finished product that they put money into.
But I mean, like, the weird thing is, like, Star Citizen is already in a place where you can very much enjoy it and you can't get that experience in any other game.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, like, yes, it's not finished, but the people that back it are already able to enjoy
Yeah.
it.
And that, I think where the game states are for both of them now are in that type of state where, and that's what I was kind of getting at, is now investing in either one of these games, you can look at these games, you can see where they're at, you can see what they're doing, and they're both in a state now where, oh, this is where my money's going towards. This is my experience that I'm going to get, which is like that's that's what you want. I think that's great.
Yeah, but see, like the thing is, I agree with like what Hippo constantly says. He's like, "Thank you. I'm so thankful for the people that were crazy enough to believe that this game could become a thing." You know, and I'm sure it's the
That's
same.
fair.
Maybe it's the same thing with Ashes of Creation. I don't know. Maybe they actually had some. I'm guessing Ashes of Creation had some sort of funding, because otherwise I couldn't imagine.
They both did Kickstarters. So Ashes of Creation actually got more money from their Kickstarter than Star Citizen did. They got
Oh,
like
interesting.
3.7 million or something like that, 3.5 million. Um,
Like, I'm
3.2 million.
Yeah.
3.2 million.
I'm just shocked at their current cost of entry. That's all.
I agree.
And I'm not saying that it's not worth it. I spent more than the $100 entry fee on Star Citizen. But initially I didn't have to, which
Yes.
was the cool thing. I feel like initially Ashes of Creation
Yeah.
let people come and see what it's about. And actually no, initially I spent $0 for Star Citizen because they have free
Oh,
fly
yeah.
events every year, like multiple times a year.
Now, Ashes of Creation has had server test events where you can go in and try it for free too. Um, and they have done weekends like that, but
Oh,
to
okay.
play in the alphas,
That's
yes,
good.
you do have to pay money and test and stuff like that. So
Yeah, I don't
and
mind that.
I can
Just
give you
surprised.
the reasoning behind it, but I also agree with Anthony that like I don't truly support such a high barrier to entry. I feel like they should have done a lottery or something like that, but essentially they wanted to be able to have more funding to do some last minute cool things and be able to afford nicer servers and stuff like that. And then they also wanted to be able to limit the number of people that were getting to the alpha. And so they had market studies done on what cost of entry would get how many people for their alpha so they could have a healthy number for testing out these servers. You can take that how it is, agree with it, not agree with it. I don't particularly agree with it, but that was their reasoning. But yeah, if again, the alpha is not a necessary play. Everybody's going to have to start from zero when the beta comes out, and they're going to have an open beta. And then when the game actually releases, there's going to be no purchase price. It's just going to be the monthly fee, as far as I know.
Oh, okay. Well, that's nice. If there's no purchase price and then a monthly fee, I feel like that's way better than, oh, hey, buy World of Warcraft for $60 and then also pay us $15 a month.
Yeah. As far as I understand it, it's when it goes to release, it's supposed to only be that monthly fee, and that's it. Which, yeah, but it's cool.
Yeah, I definitely am curious about the game. I have a opinion that maybe not many agree with, and that's games like Ashes of Creation, where you have this open world PvP and you can like steal each other's stuff, right? Like you can take everything that they have, like the wilds in RuneScape. I like the idea of resets, and World of Warcraft kind of proved that people like starting over with hardcore and classic and stuff like that. Like, I like the idea of playing an MMO for a year, maybe two, and then starting over. Like everybody starts over.
I think so too. I think it's almost necessary. I think the thing is, it has to be done in such a way that it feels good, and that's hard to do. It's hard to make it feel good while doing it. And one of the things in the current games like World of Warcraft and things like that is that you, as the player, have the agency to determine when it feels good.
Yeah. It
But
shouldn't
in
be
these
forced on you,
games,
right?
well, in these games, the design of it forces you into that. And I think that's okay, but it does mean that the game has to be very tactful in how it does that so that it feels good. Because before you determine when it feels good, now it's determining for you. And that's going to have some friction with some people. It's going to be hard to get right. It's going to be different. But here's the thing. Look at roguelikes. Look at rogue games. Look at how popular roguelike games are. Look at people who play Path of Exile 2 on hardcore mode and are willing to spend 80, 90 hours on this character, and it dies and it's so enjoyable that they're like, I'm doing this again, right? The market exists for you to have that in like some sort of MMO form on a light scale, as long as you do it right. And the only thing, and this was the worry that I was talking about earlier, is that no MMO has really done it right yet, you know, in a way that isn't a player agency engagement, right? Like you could argue like, oh, RuneScape has the wilds though. Yeah, but you as a player get to choose whether you engage with that, right? So you get to choose on your own terms.
Yeah.
And that's the difference. These games don't let you choose on your own terms when to engage with it. So they have to do it in a way that's still fun and good for everybody.
The open world PvP thing? Yeah. Well, I don't know about Ashes of Creation, but Star Citizen is trying to do high security for that. So you're in a system and it's like you can't get away with anything.
Exactly. Like they have solutions for it. Now, and I think that's what I'm talking about. Like those solutions are what you need for both of the games. Like you need these types of solutions to make it feel fun and engaging while having punishments in this back and forth and still having it. And I just think there's a lot of tweaking there. A lot of games have tried to do things like that and they just haven't worked yet. And I think Star Citizen and Ashes of Creation are the two games that I see really trying to breach into a real solution that's fun and engaging for them. And so I hope they succeed in that, because I also agree that I love that style of game. I just don't think we've seen the perfect version of that game yet.
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, like Star Citizen right now introduced a really cool patch, but because their bounty system, which is where you can go and hunt down players that have committed a crime, i.e. murdered other players, doesn't work right now. So in this new patch, all the PvP stuff, it's just chaos. So it's not fair. It's not enjoyable chaos.
And you know who else we have PK'd? Nat. Sleeping Time.
No, I'm okay.
I was just like, oh no, he's falling asleep. Getting late. But
Eric, you'll have to send me your referral code for Ashes of Creation.
Oh, I'll have to. Yeah, I'll look for it. I'll see if I can find it. I don't know where to look yet.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll send it. But yeah, with that, guys, I don't know. I might be able to do the podcast next week, but I'll be in Florida. So
maybe a bit of a stretch. We'll see.
Maybe not. We'll determine. I'll bring stuff so that I can. I don't know. We'll see. But if not, 2 weeks from now for sure. And with that, hey, we are 51 years old, guys.
51.
51. Guys, 50. We will catch you in the next one. Check out all the stuff in the doobly-doo. Like and subscribe. We'll catch you later.
Bye.
Peace.
かわいいですね。
かわいいです。すごいね。